What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 102. I'm here with one resident homie tonight, Mr. Joel Horner. What's going on, Joel?
What up?
We're going to be missing Casey tonight. He's at the Zenith Passage. Who else is on that? It's Shadow of Intent.
Oh, they're at that show. Yeah, Shadow of Intent. I don't even know who else actually.
I think, in
Zenith though.
Zenith.
Oh, and Fury's playing. In Fury, yeah.
In Fury, yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
So he's going to go rage out there tonight. Not going to see the professor either tonight, but hey, we're still here for you guys every Thursday. You know what's up. And tonight we are joined by Danny Nelson from the Abstract Tech Death, fucking old school dude.
Abstract, nice.
I would definitely call
abstract.
I would definitely call your guys' music abstract, dude. It's definitely a an outsider when it comes to the tech death. It really stands out. You guys, you have your own unique original sound to me, dude, for sure.
Awesome.
It definitely is. It's not your run-of-the-mill tech death band. So
yeah,
like a New York Gorguts, would you call it?
It's got like this weird mixture of like Gorguts, immolation, and you know,
what era of Gorguts? That's the question.
The later, more
later probably
abstract, probably from wisdom to hate, maybe I would say.
I don't feel that at all, but that's okay.
Well, I put the New York. It's a larger percentage New York with a little bit of Gorguts.
Yeah, if we were gonna call it a pie, that would be a smaller slice in the pie, but it definitely.
I love Gorguts.
Yeah,
old Gorguts. I don't embrace the avant-garde sound that they have acquired over the years.
Interesting.
From those albums, I didn't get it. It wasn't that I didn't get the concept. I just they were so integral when I was coming up. You know, Considered Dead was an amazing record, and then they put out Erosion of Sanity, and when I first heard it, all right, it was on a compilation called At Death's Door 2. I thought it was fucking Suffocation. I was like,
damn,
wait a minute. Suffocation has 2 songs on this? What the fuck? And I looked and it was Gorguts, and I was like, holy shit, I can't fucking believe they changed their style so immensely from Considered Dead to, you know, Erosion of Sanity, and then even more so from the next album. I was like, what the fuck? These guys were like, holy shit, pulling all this, not, you know, just going crazy. And
yeah.
I've seen them, you know, when they before they kind of broke up or went on hiatus. I don't know what any of these bands call that shit anymore. I mean, we just never stopped playing. We just played for, this is 30 years we've been doing the same shit. And a lot of bigger bands broke up and then came back, and then more popular than ever. And we're still obscure and abstract. In the background and in the underground and beneath the underground, but that's all right. I don't care.
I wouldn't have expected you to say that you didn't like the later, and not obviously it's, you know, it's all you, but I'm just saying with the like the word abstract comes to mind, but you guys have this like very I'm trying to find the word, like ambitious aspect to the band that I've been, because I've known about you guys for a long time, and I you know, we have been fans. Like Cross Species Transmutation was a big EP that was playing at the Odious House when it came out. And I even got a Malignancy sticker on my old first toolbox that I ever had from 20 years ago, you know.
Nice.
And you've always been that, like, just we're doing our own thing over here. That's what I've always looked at Malignancy as. So but Gorguts is also doing their own thing over there. So I mean, obviously you still respect what they're doing. I'm not saying, you know, they've lost respect for that band.
No.
I just was a little surprised. Yeah, I was just a little surprised when you said, "Oh, yeah, I like the earlier stuff only." I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because you guys take big risks with some of the stuff that you guys do, you know?
Oh yeah, well, because we don't write music to appease the masses. You know, we're not playing the same 4/4 nonsense that everybody jumps on. It seems like people can play guitar for 2 weeks and then they have a slam band the next day, and we don't give a shit about that. It's like we're gonna play the most ridiculous, weird shit that we like. And
Right.
we're just gonna try to keep going to the next step on our own. And if you want to come along for the ride, that's great. If you don't, then listen to your Jun all you want, brother, and have a good time. Because I'll be there having a good time with you, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
we get further, let's do some plugs up top real quick. You know,
Yep.
Battle Forge Coffee, as always, up at top. We gotta represent the
All right.
Cali Death Pioneers, Deeds of Flesh. That's their company. Go over
Really?
there. Yeah, yeah. They've
Yeah.
been
I know that. Holy shit.
They got some good coffee too.
totally, dude.
They
And
got some
Definitely.
great records and some great band members too.
hell yeah,
Definitely.
dude. It's 3 of the 4 current members that put this together, and they've been doing it for
Cool.
quite some time now.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, get over there, get yourself some caffeine, get yourself some swag. I know they got other shit that they're selling, so go support. And then still no merch, guys. One day we will have more merch at that place, maybe at a different place. We don't know. I mean the logo for the 100th episode, or not logo, but the artwork that we got from Triple Sace Design. I'd love to see that on the t-shirt, guys.
too.
So if
Mhm.
we
I actually got a lot of good feedback from people like messaging me going like, you guys should make a shirt out of that.
yeah,
So like, yeah. I think we should do both. We should just have like the basic, like the logo like in the corner
OG.
up here, and then we'll have that one, you know.
Yeah, that'll be our version 2, kind of representing the new era. And yeah, so go do all that. And then Danny, where can people find you, merch from you guys online, or just
Oh, shit.
information in general?
So many fucking places. It's great. But so we got a Bandcamp page. So what is it? Bandcamp.com or malignancy.bandcamp.com. Then there's a place that does some direct to garment prints for us, Beyond Human merch. That's another one.
Check how
And
quick Joel is.
yeah, look at that.
Did I spell it right? I did it real quick.
You got it.
It looks,
You
yo,
got it.
listen, we've misspelled malignancy so many times. It's even on a CD on the binding. It came out malig something. It just was completely wrong, and I'm like, fuck.
The first pressing of Severed Savior's first EP, Forced to Bleed, on the spine it says "forced to bleed."
That's amazing.
Yo, can you sign my copy of Forced? Yeah, of course.
That's a rare one though, you know.
Shit happens.
It does, man. And yeah, when you know, in those days when we were doing shit like that, laying everything out ourselves, we'd be fucking out of it after looking over it so many times, and you just so easily just miss it, and you're just typing away, and you're like, oh, yep, oh well,
Yeah.
next pressing, I guess. You know,
Because when
those
you're putting a release together, there's so much, and there's so much time that you're putting into it. You're exhausted by the time you're doing the layout. Yeah, it's easy to make a human error like that.
Yeah, you by the time it comes out, you hate the record already.
Oh yeah.
Now I got
So common, dude. So common.
God, I know. There's we had on Odiouses, we have one on Cryptic. There's it's collapse of recreation is what we always called it. But if you don't put the hyphen in there, it's collapse of recreation.
we're saying don't have any more fun.
Yeah, no more recreation for you.
Yeah. God.
Is there?
I think I mean a lot of it has to do it too. It's like a game of telephone a little bit too. Like what you're giving them. Sometimes it'll be on their end and they'll fuck it up. I know with Decrepit, I've talked about it last time or a few times ago, but they had like all of our track. It wasn't the CD I was on, but all the tracks were all mixed up. Like they were all like so, and it's just like, you know, the vocals are just like, so it's not like people are like, oh, he's saying this song title clearly, so I know which one is what. It's like there's certain ones that are just people just think the songs are that name, and that's just because you know there was like I completely mixed up the fucking tracks.
Or a song called Vile Progeny, and then all of a sudden you hear me say the endless regression of mind or something. You're like, wait, what? Oh, this isn't Vile Progeny.
Yeah, I know. It's a
worse.
Any other places on the interwebs that you want people to go to?
Indie Merch has one design of ours up there. Oh, and Brutal Mind Brutal Mind did a big licensing deal with us recently, and they pretty much, I don't know how much they have left in stock, but they did like all of our main album covers, full color both sides, full color sleeves. I mean, just top notch work.
Is
Love
that
it.
.com or .net? Brutal Minds.
I
I
think
think
it
it might be a
might be a
.net. I don't know.
.net.
Okay,
Shit, I have to be the professor too.
it's all good. They just Google's your friend, guys. Type in Malignancy Brutal Mind or whatever, and you'll find it, dude.
Google is
Brutalmind.com.
yeah.
Brutal-mind.com.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, go support, guys. That's what's up.
Yeah, buy what you can.
But yeah,
Uh,
dude,
while
Danny,
you
thank you so much for hanging with us this Thursday, dude.
Oh, dude, thank you for asking me. I mean, Ron and I have heard about your podcast for quite a while, and
Sweet.
he wanted to be on it, and I would have had him on, but he goes to sleep. Yeah, he gets up at he's at work at like 7 in the morning. So I was like, you know what, dude, maybe next time, and he'll take a day off or something, and then talk to you guys because
That's your guitar player, right?
yes,
Yeah. Oh my god. I remember when I don't know if you were at that show, but we played with like Deeds of Flesh and stuff in New York once, and that's where I first met him.
oh yeah,
And man, that guy, it
we
was
were
like
there.
Deeds of Flesh, Odious, Vile, Decrepit, I think.
Oh yeah,
And
yep.
I remember meeting Danny, and Danny was like class A shit talker, like one of my favorite shit talkers. It's still like had a smile on his face and just was talking shit, and it was cracking me up the whole time. He's like, "Fuck you guys," all this shit. I don't know. He was like, but he was being funny though. At first, I was like, "What's up with this guy?" And then then he just started cracking me up, dude. And I was like, "This guy's fucking a legend." Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, I remember that show. Was that? I'm trying to remember what venue that was.
It was
that
near the Madison Square Garden.
Downtime.
Oh,
Downtime.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good promoter that put that show together. I remember. She had a lot of great tours coming through all the time, and it's unfortunate we as a band miss her doing shows because all her shows were top notch and always had pristine bands on there, like killer bands that you're like, who the fuck is this? And then they play and you're like, holy shit, that's who the fuck these guys are. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what the scene we miss the scene like that. It's not like that anymore. It's a lot of promoters that just like to jumble bands together, and sometimes it just doesn't work. I want to watch new bands. I want to see new bands that surprise the shit out of me. Listening to this style for as long as I've been listening to it, it's kind of it gets a little frustrating when there's nothing that grabs you like it used to, and I don't know if it's from knowing how a song is constructed or being in the trenches when you're doing all that shit and you know how to get to the end result, and you hear this end result and you're like, that took a weekend tops, or practice. That's all that took. And it's like, fuck, still good, but
there's a lot of pay to play bands too, like bands are paying to be on these bills and stuff. So it's a lot of the people, whoever's got the money is getting on there,
I can't stand that shit either, man.
Yeah.
That is the worst to me. Because it's a real disservice to the genre, to music in general. I mean, why are you gonna pay to play unless you want to get on a bill with like fucking Metallica? You're getting on a bill with us. You might gain a couple of fans, you might gain none.
And you might start playing when doors open too. You might play for
exactly.
13 people. Yeah.
I think there should be a sliding scale rule. Like if you open, you should pay the least, or however many heads are there. That's how much you should pay, $1 a head or something. That's fair to me. Because all that pay to play shit is to me. It's laziness. It's the promoter doesn't have enough fucking confidence in his promoting skills or her promoting skills to put a good show together and have the bands come out. And what I've noticed from all promoters is there's two kinds, in my opinion. There's the ones that never have the money and the ones that save money from the successful show before. And they always have your dough. As soon as you get there, here's your envelope. You didn't even play yet, and you got an envelope, and you're like, wait a minute, where am I? Holy shit.
Right.
Amazing. And then you get treated accordingly, like you're the talent, I guess. I can't believe
the latter version is harder to come across when you're doing a full scale US tour at our level,
Oh yeah, you guys know.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
it's like movies. I was just talking to a friend. I was talking to a friend the other day, and there's another remake of something we were talking about, and I was like, it's just like the investors are going like, hey, what's going to be safe? What's like a safe way that we can
Yeah,
make our
what
money?
has
People will
already
know.
worked?
Yeah, what's already worked
Yep.
in the past. So everyone's already going to know the characters, and we can just put our money that we're definitely getting our money plus some back. We're not taking any risks.
Yep.
It's like let's just go ahead and do like a remake of Halloween or something, or
Or
not something,
even or even just the structure. Like for example, last night I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch I Love You Man again with Paul Rudd
Yeah,
and what's that bigger dude's name? Jason something.
Jason something.
And I'm watching it and it's the same romantic comedy dynamic, only it's with two dudes becoming friends versus getting together as a couple. Like if you took one of those guys out and put a girl in it, it's always they meet each other, it builds up, and then some catastrophe happens and they split up, but that by the end they're going to be friends or they're going to be, a
Yep.
couple again,
It's the
and
same
live
formula.
happily ever after. They just
Yeah,
have to, they have to build it up, take the rug out from underneath you
yeah.
again, and then just here have the rug back.
Yeah, I love that. I know it's like there was a movie I saw. I forget what it was called about the asteroid coming, and everyone's like denying that it's coming or something. What was it? I don't know. It was on Netflix.
Armageddon.
No, it was like a newer kind of comedy version. I don't know. It was
Oh,
like funny
this is
slash
the end. Oh.
serious, but like yeah, this is no, that's not. This is the end, but it was like that. But at the very end, just everyone just dies, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I like that." Like a lot of people
That's
were
a
just
great
like,
ending.
yeah. It's like the very end, like the aliens kill like the main person, just all
Yeah,
shitty, and it just like walk
great.
by and it's over. And I
It's
was
not
like, I loved it.
classic
I was
Hollywood ending where the dog always comes back. It's like, really? The dog fucking found his way back. Give me a fucking break.
yeah.
He's
The
not
dog
coming
finds its way
back to
back,
your
and then
ass.
the owner's kiss, and then the credits roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
God,
literally how I Love You Man ends. They like he comes, he's like, I can't miss your wedding, bro. I love you, man. I love you, man. Credits.
Don't Look Up. That's what's called. Don't Look Up. That was the movie I'm talking about.
Oh shit. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So let's get off the movie bullshit and let's get into some Malignancy history, guys.
Oh shit.
Not just that, your history specifically, Danny. So
Mine.
um
Uh-oh.
how we start this off always with all our guests is take us back in time to the earliest memory of in childhood, where you heard a song or a melody or something that caught your attention,
Mhm.
like organically, and actually made you pay attention.
That's a tough one. Because I'm old.
And now,
I'm not that old.
dude, we've talked to older dudes than you. They
Yeah,
can conjure it up, dude.
my data bank is flawed. Let's see. I got a couple of corrupt partitions in the brain, but I mean, I do remember when so Halloween time. You just every kid wants, like, back then you wanted to be a Star Wars character, you wanted to be this, that, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a Kiss character. And I wanted to be Gene Simmons, but I ended up getting like fucking Peter Criss or something like that, and I hated it. And it was one of those vac form masks with the plastic apron that looked completely shitty.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents they bought me a Kiss guitar, which was this plastic thing with plastic strings. And I mean, I have fond memories of that because my uncle played Kiss Alive all the time, and I loved it, and shit. Even before that, I mean, I grew up in a rock and roll house, so I'm listening to Jethro Tull and Zeppelin
Yep.
and Sabbath when I'm, still shitting my diaper, for Christ's sakes, So I was always listening to music and always getting into it. And you know how kids are cute and they dance to it. I don't remember if I ever did that. Maybe I took a shit listening to Jethro Tull. I don't know. I still take a shit listening to Jethro Tull, so nothing's changed. But I mean, it's very hard for me to pinpoint because there's always been music, no matter what. It's always been, whether it was going to my grandmother's and listening to 50s doo-wop shop stuff,
Oh
or
yeah.
at home, my parents partying, joints rolling around kind of thing. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's always been that, where music has always been a part of my life, and I'm not a musician. That's what's funny. I mean, I should have been. I always wanted to play guitar. I fucking punked out like a little pussy. And then I wanted to play drums, and I punked out too, because A, it's too fucking expensive, and it's time consuming. Both of them are very time consuming. So then I was just like, fuck it. I'll be a fucking stupid vocalist.
Well, before we get into the vocalist shit. So we do want to hear some details from like that. So you tried with guitar. Did you play with anybody while you were playing guitar at all?
No, no. I basically was taking lessons at some Catholic school, and I was doing acoustic, and I really did not want to play acoustic. I wanted to learn electric. And there wasn't, I guess, a program available for me to do that. So I lost interest pretty quickly. I mean, I had to be like 10, 11 years old, and I really, really wanted to play electric guitar. And no, it was all acoustic. And back then I was stupid. I didn't think that this is the basis. This is the first step. This is what you
Mm-hmm.
do. This is what you learn the chords. You get your fingers tough so that they can handle, you know, these little tiny strings on an electric guitar. The fucking acoustic is no joke. So
Hell
I got
yeah.
blisters, and I was like, I didn't want to fucking do this. And they were having me read music, and it probably was a good curriculum, but I punked out, in
Mhm.
essence. I wanted it, but I wanted it almost kind of like how people today just want everything right away. It's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
immediate, instant gratification. I wanted to put the work in, but I really wanted my instrument, which would have been an electric guitar.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
think like with a lot of people too with music, and luckily for me as well, like I definitely got the guitar to learn a specific song. Like I was
Mm.
not I remember sitting down with we had a guitar teacher in town, and like my parents like got the money for me and like gave me a lesson. He's like, "All right, here's the major scale and here's like all these chords and stuff." And I was like, "Fuck." Like, I didn't want to learn that. I want to learn how to play like Pantera or something, or Slayer, or
Oh yeah.
like a Sepultura or something like that. And there was this guy
Mhm.
in town that my friends were telling me about. He's like, he just teaches you the songs you want to know. Like he just gets a CD, puts it in, listens to it, and just writes these tabs for you, those handwritten tabs. And
Mhm.
first you need that, like once you like get the beat and you're playing, and then you're playing with a CD, you're like, or whatever you're playing to, you're like, holy shit, this feels amazing. And then
Yeah.
then your intrigue starts, and you start going deeper and like, why is it written like this? And then like if you
Mhm.
start with the like fundamentals first, I feel like it could fuck up your passion, like of what, or like something, a pathway to get into it, you know.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess I can agree with that, dude. Because usually it is like we can see the point A, obviously getting the instrument, and we can see point B, shredding on stage. But the
Yeah.
journey between is the hard road
Oh
that
yeah. It
I
is a trek.
me with piano, same thing. I did it for 2 years, and then I like Danny says, I punked out, dude. I fucking stopped doing it, dude, because it
Mhm.
was just I wasn't seeing enough progress to the point where I could just wail on the piano.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but it's the 10,000 hours type deal. You
It is.
you gotta put the work in.
Yeah. And to be honest, I might not have what it takes to be a guitarist, because I've heard a lot of stories, and Ron tells me all the time, when he was younger, he was playing on a little keyboard, and he was learning melodies and playing Van Halen on piano first, and then, trying to transpose it to guitar. He got very minimal lessons.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I could take to that easily at that age. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he's been playing guitar damn near it's probably what, 40, almost 40 years. I don't want
Yeah.
to date him too much, but I think he started playing around 8, 9 years old, something like that, trying to get his shit together, and he kept the passion he has is like, I don't really know. I only know maybe four other dudes that
Right.
are that insanely into it where holy shit, man. I mean, and just watching them play, this is like, can I pop some popcorn and just fucking watch you jam? Because it's like great, I want to, ooh, that's a good part. Can we put that somewhere? I mean, we don't even do that anymore. I loved when we used to jam. Ah, man, the fondest memories, not to get off track, but the
That's
fondest
all good.
memories, Malig memories for me, is when Roger Bajard was in the band playing drums, and we would go to his place, and him and Ron would toke up, get a little nice, and then just start jamming. And some of the
Mhm.
stuff that came out of those sessions was just, oh yes, I
It's
missed that.
it's one of the best parts of being in a, well, yeah, like I'm a vocalist too only, so I know from your point of view, being in the room with guys that are doing that and catching the wave with them,
Yeah, yeah,
and it totally is the greatest feeling to be in the
mhm,
room where you're like, this is being conjured out of thin air right now,
yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
and
I've-
but
yeah,
like
for me, go ahead.
wait, real quick, sorry, I just wanted
Yeah, it's
to, I
okay.
had a point that I wanted to go,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it really is like an individual thing. Like I was thinking, what if Ron just was, was forced to just take lessons? Would he have
Yeah,
gotten to that
Like
point?
learning
Because
styles.
yeah, he actually chose his own path and
yep.
followed himself through it, and that's what got him through 40 years of
Oh yeah.
playing guitar and still loving it.
Oh yeah. Roger's guitar playing is
Oh,
amazing.
sorry, did I say Ron? Roger, sorry.
Oh no, Ron, Roger, both of them.
Oh, okay,
Both
okay.
of them. I mean, Roger is one of the guests listening just mentioned Roger's guitar playing, and yes, I mean Roger is a fucking amazing guitarist. I mean, he's the guy that I would pop popcorn and watch play, because it's just some of
Yep.
the shit he would come up with was beyond anything that anybody was doing at the time. Still to
Mhm.
this day, some of the shit that he played back then, I don't fucking hear anybody playing with that precision. A lot of people like to lump him into the mortician mold, but that was just something that he was doing for fun and having it, having a blast doing it. But his passion was primitive brutality long before that. It was called Debauchery was the name of the band first, and Ron was in that band before he was in Malignancy. And dude, we used to jam at Roger's studio. He had a
Mhm.
studio for a year or two in Yonkers, and it was called The Crypt. It was amazing, and that's where we recorded our first demo. And one day we go into fucking jam, fucking Rogers behind the kit playing drums,
I was just about to
playing
bring
double
that up,
major,
dude.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
if he's been playing for a couple years. He's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know you play drums. He's like, I've been jamming for like 2 weeks. I'm like, are you fucking
The
kidding
one
me?
and only time I've seen Mortician live, he was behind the kit.
Dude, man, I wish he still played drums, brother, because Malig was I mean, Malig always evolved, regardless. I mean, Mike is an amazing drummer too, but it was just a different aesthetic, and his approach to drumming is from a guitar sense, a mindset, not a classically trained drummer like Mike. It's different, and some of the shit he would come up with is like, again, I still don't hear drummers doing that.
Yeah.
Now they try, and I don't know if it comes from them or if it comes from another source, another influence. Perhaps maybe Roger influenced them, or it's just whatever, man. Lucky.
For me personally, I remember like just playing for fun and then having friends go like, "Oh shit, you can play? Well, why don't you come jam with us?" And I'd go jam.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I'm in playing shows. Like the first band I was in, Taste of Blood, and it was like, those members end up being in other big bands and stuff. But then it just all of a sudden my name was kind of out there, and then
Mhm.
I'm going to watch these people play, and then because my hat's kind of in the arena, it's probably not a saying, but my hat's I'm like out there, like
Yeah.
and now it's like, and you go watch these other people play, it's like, oh shit, I need to fucking, and like that would be my
Motivation.
motivation to like because I'm like, what the fuck, they're doing that shit now, like that's like
Yep.
normal place they're doing that now, like I
Mhm.
have to really sit there. And I remember like, because I did take a couple classes in college, one of the hardest fucking jazz teachers in the world, the guy from Intronaut, Joe always talks about him,
Oh.
but yeah, they're like, it's basically just like a fucking hard ass guy, and it basically would embarrass me once, and then I would write out like 10 different variations of what he could ask me, so I'd be ready for it. And that's kind of the same way. Once you get embarrassed or like something happens once, or you get like destroyed by another band or by another guitar bass player or whatever, then you're like, okay, well, I need to fucking really fucking practice this, because if I'm gonna like show this to people or show my playing to people, I want to be like around their level, not just like, all right, well, you're done, all right, let me go up there and just kill you. You know, I didn't want to be like that.
It's like being on a track and you're in the race. That's the classic saying. Now you're in the race and you're being on a track, and then you're catching up with some dudes. Some dudes are taking off, and then all of a sudden you see a guy lap you, and you're just like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I need to fucking pick it up, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So that motivation, like, I mean, I'm sure for like sports and everything too, that pushes people just to be like, all right, well, instead of an hour working it every day, I'm gonna do 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking have a regiment, because I need to fucking get up to par with this, or else this is gonna be embarrassing. You know?
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally, man. I mean, shit, when we were coming up, it was I've heard this from many other bands too. It was almost like kind of like a competition, but not like a, you know, everybody's trying to outdo each other, but not, you know, step all over your toes. Just
Yeah.
yo, did you see that fucking riff they just did? Yo,
Yeah.
That's how we talk about our scene too, dude. It was always like a
friendly
collective
competition.
It was it was a collective that everybody was watching what everybody else was doing, and if somebody comes to the table with a sick new song, you're like, we need to hit the fucking you know, chalkboard again and fucking
And when they get off stage too, when that band just crushes you or does whatever on stage, you're like, fuck yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Like, you're stoked for them, but you're also like, all right, we gotta
we're going to
5
the
times a
rehearsal studio tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
But it's those times, and we're, you know, Malig and fucking Odious, we're grateful to be a part of a collective like that, because that's a luxury that not a lot of people have throughout, you know, the world. Or I shouldn't say not a lot, but it's more rare to, or I don't even know. Maybe
well, I mean,
if
you're seen as like the bar's kind of low overall with like the best band that's kind of like, it's good, but it's not like anything crazy, then your bar's low maybe, and like you're not like trying to strive for anything crazy. But if you have a band in town that's like, oh, they're touring the world now and they're going and they're like doing all this crazy shit, then you're like, we gotta fucking get like that. That's what
it's
we
like
need.
Severed's on fucking the Cannibal tour. What the fuck are we doing right now, dude?
That was a big one.
You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when stuff like that happened, and I'm like, we're fucking over here. What's going on? What are we doing wrong? You know, it's
exactly
one of those things, man. It's all about timing too. This scene, every scene, timing. Our timing has always been off. I mean, we've been playing weird, stupid shit long before a lot of these bands that are playing weird, stupid shit now, and it wasn't popular then. Now it's popular, and people are recognizing that some bands did it prior, but it's still, you know, it's like
a lot of people are taking they're taking a lot of influence. Like, there's a ton of those bands. I mean, and also too, like, Malignancy to me is not like some underground like small band. I mean, in our scene it's not, but like as far, like, I mean, you're kind of like talking like, oh, we fucked up. No one knows, like, everyone knows, like, fucking everyone's stoked on you guys, and that, like, that knows about death metal fucking knows about Malignancy. But like, fuck, I forgot my goddamn train of thought.
Sorry.
Sick. Next subject.
no. But it is. No, the point is you should still be proud of that, because you guys stuck to your guns, just like Odious would do too. It is, you know, somewhat of not an egotistical thing, but it's making, I've mentioned it many times, making art for yourself first, dude. And that's the basis of it all. Once you're not making it for yourself anymore, then it's different. The passion to play it's not there anymore. And so no matter what, just playing music that you want to play and sticking to that through a 30-year career. I mean, I'm not fast forwarding it right now, but I'm just saying you guys have been doing it for 30 years. it's it shouldn't be something that you're like, oh, dude, timing was wrong, this and that, and it's just like you should be proud that
Yeah,
that
no, we are. I am.
yeah.
I don't know what else to do. Brother, I've been in a band longer than I've not been in a band.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a crazy feeling to say that,
I
right?
have no fucking idea. When COVID happened, I told this story recently. When COVID happened, I was like, this is fucking great. I don't even have to think about any band stuff at all. I mean, we can't play,
It's like
nothing's going
a
on.
forced break.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it just because we could kind of catch our breath. And it's not like we tour the world all the time. We don't. Um, we don't tour that often because Ron and I have jobs, careers. Music
Right.
is not our career. I know at sometimes we wish it was, but it's difficult. It's difficult to just be in that setting all the time and be a musician. I mean, right now, shit, our new bass player, he is a career musician.
Oh,
So
Alex Weber.
Alex Weber, yes,
Yeah, that's right.
he
Shout
is.
out Alex.
Shout
Hell
out.
yeah, Alex, wherever you are, motherfucker, love you. He's amazing, and he's just always doing something. And Alex Cohen, our session live drummer guy, that hopefully we'll write something with in the future. Him too. Always going on tours, always doing this. So that's his livelihood. That's what they do, and I understand that. And Mike too. Mike Heller, he's on tour right now at Raven. So
Yeah.
that's their thing. I just didn't want that to be my mainstay. I really wanted to wait. I didn't even see what
I
that
think
said.
he meant to
Oh,
say
I'm
I
just throwing.
didn't
Yeah, he's just
miss.
saying that during COVID, he didn't mix a show for 15 months, and it fucked him up.
Oh shit.
You know.
That happens, dude. It happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, just him on tour right now, it's tough, but it's what he does. That's his livelihood. And Ron and I, we had careers already in place before Malignancy got, I guess, noticed, if you will.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
Time
these. I mean, there wasn't like during that generation of you guys starting too. I mean, now these kids coming up that are insane. You know, they're starting like I've brought it up a million times. They're starting with these crazy bands where
Yeah,
they're getting into like Necrophagist was their first band they got into or something. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Right.
And there's so many more bands out there now, and there's such an easy way to contact them that now like in this like newer generation of people that are between 21 to like 30, they've had that growing up, so now they're like, oh, someone needs someone to play, well, I'll just go play with them. It's like back in
hmm
the day probably was there's no, I mean, you had to put a fucking flyer up and be like, hey, take a little tab and call me
Oh
on my
yeah, exactly.
landline and leave a message
Yep.
on my answering machine.
And your
And
mom would answer.
yeah, exactly.
Hello?
Exactly. I
Who?
know.
Oh, okay.
Your old
Yep.
death angel. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So it's different times, as far as like
Yeah.
those that wasn't really an option like back in
No.
the day, to like
I,
be a career
yeah.
musician.
I think young musicians have it a lot easier nowadays than we had it coming up because everything is at their disposal. It's a
Yeah.
Google search away, and man, we had to fight, claw, and just climb our way to find. Sometimes it was even hard to find a release. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
what the fuck? I mean,
Mhm.
I they got it easy, and I'll tell them all.
Yeah, no, it's
Fuck it,
true.
man.
It's true.
Everything is just it's here. It's already prepackaged. Here you go.
They have it easy.
Enjoy.
The one thing they don't have because it's so easy is like that drive of going to fucking Kinkos and
Yes.
making all the stuff and like and make, because there's like basically like there's no, I don't want to say the bar is I don't know. It's basically the dedication that you're willing to put in is way less now because of
Yeah.
technology and way. So like if you don't want to do it, like back then you're not going to do it. Like you have to
No.
like really want to do it. You can't just be like put out a good song and be like boom, and then it goes viral or something, and then like all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're we've skipped all of the flyers and the convincing the promoter, please let us open the show, or you've
Yep.
skipped all of that, and now you're just like up front,
Yeah.
you know. So that's
It's
kind of
called
like,
paying your dues, and a lot of these motherfuckers don't know what it's like paying dues.
yep,
You know, I mean, when we started, we had to play with hardcore bands,
yeah,
and every band and every member of the bands and every person in that place did not like us at all. And we
hmm
won them over by the end, you know, and
There you
then we
go.
got one song left and they want more. And I'm like, we already played our whole set. You ignored us for 8 songs. Now you want us
How
to
about
play
we play the first one again now that you guys are paying attention?
it's like, fuck, dude, you
yeah,
know, what can we do? But then, you know, it's even like that now with the New York crowd is it's like sometimes they're tough. And
oh, they are,
with crowds in general, like you almost have to tell them what to do. Like, all right, here's your time to move, or you know, circle.
yep,
You got to yell something to them. They're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. You know, back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was like you were just out to fucking have fun and beat the shit out of each other, but not hurt each other. You know, that's the difference,
yeah. It's like a
you know.
brother pick each other
Well,
up and all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yep,
Not these guys that like to throw kicks and you know then fight afterwards. It's like, come on, guys. It's not kung fu theater. It's
yeah,
fucking it's metal. It's a release. You want to release? You want to do it that way? All right, cool. But don't kick me in the gut, brother, because
Right.
that
That's one
shit
thing that
doesn't
I've
tickle.
always compared death metal to hardcore shows, which is like the circle pitting.
Mhm.
We bump, we fucking shoulder check each other in the pit, but if somebody goes down, everybody stops and
Oh
picks
yeah,
that dude up.
get him out of there, man. Don't let him get stomped on. Hell no. Yeah.
Right. We're looking out for each other because everybody has this common agreement that we're out here. It's kind of a therapy session for
Yep.
everybody. We're getting some aggression out.
Damn right.
it is therapy. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
but we don't want anybody to actually get hurt, dude.
You know what actually really what like one of my dreams would be, because me and Anthony, like one of our best friends, is in Suicide Silence, and every night they do, because we grew up with him in the death metal scene. Then he joined the big time, and then
Mhm.
they always, like every show now, they do like, all right, I want to see like a wall of death or whatever, you know, like the two things. Like I want to see like a compilation of like failed walls of death where just no one, everyone's like, no, I don't want to do that. And just like, that would be so good,
No,
like
I
a wall
still
of
I
death fail.
still want to see the cephalic carnage wall of death.
Oh
Now that you
yeah.
brought it up,
Oh
dude,
yeah. So
that makes me laugh so hard, dude.
no, I know. Leonard murders it, dude.
Those
Leonard's
guys.
the Norm Macdonald. He's the Norm Macdonald of fucking being a front man. He just like I tell it real quick. He basically just like they were opening for the Cavalier brothers doing Beneath the Remains and Arise,
Mhm.
and he basically like, so I want to see a wall of death, and just like made like 50 rules all quick. Like
Yeah,
they
just
were
like
just
make it
way too
so
hard to follow.
confusing, like people don't know actually
Yeah.
what to do.
They're like,
He's like, all
wait,
right,
should
go.
we do it?
Everyone's still like, what? Everyone's like looking at each other, like all confused. I'm like, it's like my comedy mixed in with
First
fucking
you
death
got to do
metal. It's
360s like 7 times and then
yeah. When I do this, you gotta like fucking, you gotta fall on the
Yeah.
ground. Like, he was like making such funny fucking shit up.
oh, dude.
Len is
All
the
those
man,
guys
dude.
are fucking funny, man. I
Oh
love
yeah,
Alec. I mean, holy shit. Our first encounter with them was them and Skinless and us were playing on our way to Milwaukee, one of the Milwaukee Metal Fests. I think it was like 2000, and it was our first. I don't know if it was their first, but we had to play a show, and we played a matinee, and then we played a show, I guess, for the adults. I don't know, but it was the same fucking. And wow, man, it was great, and then that was a game changer for us too because we all came up around the same time, and then we're watching these guys do their thing, and we're like, holy shit, these motherfuckers are going insane. Holy shit, they're fucking all over the place. Zach is fucking, you know, Josh, they're all like going nuts, and we're like, our fucking stage presence sucks to compared to these guys. Hell yeah. And then Skinless too. We were like, what the
yep,
fuck, man? These dudes are just crushing, and they're from, you know, New York. I mean, upstate New York, but still New York, and still fucking punishing like anybody. And it was amazing. It was amazing to have that show, get introduced, and then now lifelong friends. I mean, I love both of those bands, you know, as a band and individuals in the bands. It's just it's you don't get that shit from every scene. I mean, I don't know anybody in I don't know, pop music that has they like, oh yeah, I know Jay-Z, he's super cool, man. We played a show under a bridge one time in Brooklyn. It was amazing. No, I don't think that happened. It's a lot of these bands are just formulated,
Right.
and us in the underground, we just fucking came up together, and then you're like brothers for life.
That's
You
really, dude, at my age now,
Totally.
looking back at, the 20 plus years I've been doing this shit,
hmm
those are the most valuable parts of this too. Is one, doing the art, for making the art, and
hmm
loving loving making the art. I know we just mentioned that once the album's out, we're fucking over it,
Yeah.
but that the whole process of making the art, and then two is all the friendships that I've gained along the way that have stood the test of time throughout the whole thing.
hmm
Those are the biggest values that got out of this whole thing. And now, it's built up to us doing the show about all this shit. And now we get the privilege to be able to talk about it every Thursday night and reminisce and be nostalgic and all that kind of shit, dude. So,
Great. It's
which,
awesome.
speaking of reminiscing, let's go back, dude. Let's go back again, because we
All
really
right.
didn't get into, previous bands. We want to know about high school bands. And
hmm
so you gave up the guitar. You said you wanted to play drums for a little bit. Was that even more short of a time playing
Well, I had a
drums?
kit. I had a kit in my bedroom. A friend of mine had a kit, had a Tama kit, double bass kit. He was like, "Yeah, dude, take it. I'm not playing it, so fucking take it and see what happens." I fucking jammed on that thing twice. Made a lot of noise, had no coordination, and then it sat in my bedroom for another 6 months until he was like, "Yo, you playing that?" And I was like, "No, you want it?" And he's like, "Yeah, give it back." I was like, "Gladly." So Malignancy's been my only band. I
Really?
started Malignancy with a friend of mine in high school, two friends of mine in high school, Javier and Kevin, and we were jamming in Kevin's bedroom. He was the drummer, Javier was the guitarist.
Was there any previous band names, or was it always Malignancy?
Yes, Carcinogen was the name I came up with.
Before we actually, there's one missing piece that I actually want to get into. Is, when did you discover extreme music? And
Um,
was it with these guys?
which guys?
The guys that you're talking about that you were playing for the first
Oh
formation
no,
of Malignancy?
oh no, dude. I mean, my introduction to just metal in general was my uncle. He was a huge influence on me, and he was always going with the times. Like, I mean, everything. I mean, he brought me to my first concert, Twisted Sister and the Rods. So
Mhm.
I'm like, it's 1986, and I'm fucking standing on bleacher arms so I could see, and just watching Twisted Sister do their thing. I mean, it was fucking unreal. But with that, it, Scream Bloody Gore. He bought it, put it on,
Yeah.
and I was like, I like the music, but I hate the vocals.
Such
and
a
Yeah.
common fucking thing, dude. How weird is that, Joel?
well,
No, I
because
get it. I get
No,
it. I
I
mean,
I
because
know
I can
you're
go
one
from
of them
like
too.
singing.
You're one of them too, but I'm just saying that it's not weird. It's just it trips me out every time, because one, I wanted to mention too, I represent for the uncles passing it down. I had my uncle was the one who turned me on to Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, all
right.
Pantera, all this shit. So it's like,
Uh,
it's just a little bit later in life, but or a little bit later in time, versus, because you were saying, what year were you in high school?
I graduated in 92.
Okay, so,
Okay.
oh yeah,
So,
so yeah, that's when things got serious with
oh yeah, I
Malignancy.
mean, death metal was already kind of in full swing already.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was just so many different bands, and it was great. Yeah, I
But
mean, it was
102 episodes into this, it just, it always, well, actually, for a vocalist to say it is probably a little more rare.
yeah.
That they
Uh-huh.
weren't down
Yeah,
with the
that's
death metal
true.
vocals in the beginning.
Well, I mean, I come from a thrash background. I embraced thrash so much. I loved it, and it was just such a jump. I mean, yeah, we had Creator and Destruction and Sodom, and those guys
Yep.
were a little gruff. Sepultura is a little gruff too here and there, but it was nothing like Chuck.
Yeah.
And it took a little bit of time for me to kind of understand that it was just a little bit more aggressive, and fuck it. I mean, there were bands like Sacrifice was doing it. There was so many bands that were doing it at the same time. It just the music didn't match like
Yeah.
Death. So it was something that was like, holy shit, this is wild. And it took me a little time, but then I embraced it and I was like, this is fucking great. And then it just became a thing. And then let's discover some more death metal bands. I mean, there weren't that many, but then all of a sudden it was like, holy shit, Rolodex came out and all these fucking bands started popping up, and it was amazing because it was almost like there was an explosion everywhere in the world, at least
Yep.
parts of the world that we were, we could fucking, hear about, in a magazine or something like that. It was just crazy. It was like, holy shit, Sweden has their take on death metal, and then we got New York style, then we got California style, we got fucking Chicago style, for Christ's sakes. I mean, there's Texas style. It's great how all these bands just started coming out, and you could kind of pick out nuances to maybe where they were from or where they were coming from, as far as from a musical standpoint and influence wise. But dude,
So you're basically saying that death metal turned into pizza, basically.
Dude, it's so funny that you just said that, because then all of a sudden it started going Chicago, New York, and I was like, yeah, it's exactly it, dude.
Mhm.
Broken Hope was definitely that deep dish, bro.
Oh my god, those vocals. Woo!
Yeah. I asked this question before too. I asked it with Paul from Cannibal. I think maybe I asked it wrong, but you're saying Chuck was that first time you heard that kind of like vocal, like aggressive vocal that matched the music. When
Yeah.
was the first time you heard like a growl, like a low growl? Like what band was the first band for that? Was it Morbid Angel, or I don't even think it was them, really, right?
No,
Was it
it's probably
Possessed
Cannibal.
or Cannibal?
It could have. Well,
Napalm had some lower
yeah,
guttural
man.
shit.
The
Yeah.
early Napalm stuff before Barney, yeah. It's tough, man. I don't know. I mean, shit, the first growl could have been Cryptic Slaughter. I don't know. The
Yeah.
first grunt, it's or it could have been Carnivore. It could have been anybody. I mean, death metal vocalists refined that monster voice kind of thing, because that's the only way I can really describe it, because you're just trying to sound otherworldly, and you're trying to convey this it's so hilarious how some small dudes, like I'm not some huge dude, and I have a decent voice, I think people have told me. And there's other guys that are fucking just like Frank Mullen, for instance. Holy shit, on Effigy and Human Waste. He's just like a buck 25, buck 30,
Yeah.
fucking belting out the sickest vocals that ever happened up to that point, kind of thing, and then now there's dudes that are fucking giant, and that voice fits their body type. It's crazy, man. But yeah, dude, it's
It's like a Corpse Grinder versus a Jared Christensen, dude. Like they both.
From Archaic. Yeah.
Happy
birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Jared. Yeah.
Shout out Jared, dude. But yeah, he's shorter than me. I'm only 5'7". He's shorter than me, and that motherfucker has
Dude,
got
crazy.
Well,
set of lungs
now
for
there's
sure.
like, not to say that this is what he did, but now there's like vocal technique, and like there's like ways where they're like, all right, start and like start like from there, and then like back in the day it was probably just like, I'm just gonna
No,
do like the
yeah,
hardest thing I can do. Like,
exactly.
I'm not gonna
It
do
was,
like
yeah,
find the low bass and then add the fucking fry on top or something. It's like,
yeah.
it's just go for it
No,
back then.
it was just let's gargle with gravel and see what happens.
Yeah, that was my mentality in the beginning too, and then later on you figure out, oh, dude, it's supposed to come from your sternum. It's actually not your throat.
No, no, it's all throat first, everybody. It's just like anything.
How do you do sternum? Like, I don't even, everyone always says
It's
that,
a
and
hard
like,
thing to explain, dude, but it's a feeling, really, that you're actually you take it from your chest.
Mhm.
But it's, how can I
are you
relay
pushing
that?
on your chest? Are you like flexing your muscles on your chest and
Well, I'm
pushing?
flexing every muscle in my body when I fucking let it out, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That's why you fart on stage all the time, right?
Totally, dude. That's what it was great about death metal is nobody's gonna hear my farts, dude.
No, no. Just, the people in the front will smell them. That's about it. But
You
that's
gotta
all
put, you
right.
gotta put, you gotta put like one of those Britney Spears mics on your asses, like
Mhm.
one of those headsets on your asses, and just like sneak in like a little like, oh, dude, they farted right now. It was sick.
That'd be sick if you because you know how people do like the high and low growl thing at the same time. Just like
Mhm.
find a way where you can harmonize your fart and your growl at the same time, dude.
Well, that would be
It'd
the
be
best
amazing.
vocalist ever. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Well, to be honest, there's already guys doing that now because I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the scene. There's a lot of subgenres, if you will,
Yeah.
which I can't fucking stand that. I mean, death metal's death metal. All right, so you want, there's grind, there's death, there's gore. Then it's just now there's just this fucking laundry list of all these different styles, all these different guys doing this shit. And I feel that there's not, I don't know if they're not taking it seriously, but there's a lot of vocalists out there that are not writing lyrics. They're just growling patterns. And to me, that is
Mhm.
not, I feel that you're kind of shortchanging motherfuckers. I mean, listen, you can't fucking sing along to a Malignancy song. I'm sorry. I know you can't. You just can't. You can try. I don't write the lyrics that way. I'm not looking for choruses and shit like that. But some of these bands, they're just making fucking noises. And then it's the re shit, which is like, all right, well, wait a minute. Re, is that the same fucking vocal for like 700 bands? Like, I don't, I hear that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what is that line? I need the fucking death metal English dictionary
Yeah.
what is that line? Re. All right. Oh, shit. Stop.
There's four syllables. It might be this line
Just
right
stop.
here.
Just, a lot of guys say I'm not a lyricist, this, that, and the other thing, and that's okay. There's other guys in the band that might want to write, or I wasn't a lyricist. I'm still not. I just write what I feel. Write what you feel, convey your message, put a message out there, whether it's positive or negative, whatever you want to do. I mean, but hey, how about stop writing about killing women because it's already been done. It's been covered. We're
Mhm,
done.
Yeah,
mhm,
You
yeah.
know,
mhm.
Cannibal did that already. So
Right.
they did it all. So do something else. Pick something else out. I mean,
I stopped writing like that at age 19. I already started seeing like I don't want to be this gore
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
and I started really just putting myself into the words,
Mhm.
my weird thoughts when I'm too
Yeah.
high at night,
Yeah,
and
dude.
you end up having way more fun with it too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel I sometimes I just want to. I mean, I remember coming up. We all do listening to music, and you hear a song and you read the lyrics. You're reading along, and you're like, "Holy shit, that's about that. That's amazing. Fuck yeah. What now?" You
Mhm.
know, Alls I hear is somebody going. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? Can you just stop trying to make noises and just do something, please?" Because that's what I'm getting sick of right now. Is just like that's all I hear is these young guys thinking that it's cool to just growl patterns. It's yeah, it might sound cool, but dude, come on.
At the same
You
time,
know?
like when we're talking about, bands that we're competing with and doing all that stuff,
Yeah,
there's also bands that you see and like you're like, oh shit, I want to do like the opposite of what they're doing. Like it's like
no doubt.
it's like, but still that's another form of motivation though. It's like
Yeah,
you see a band and you see them and that's nothing like what I'm trying to do. I would like to do something completely different, and I'm glad they're doing that so they don't have to be like a competitor in my realm.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
But it's like do your like fucking fart stuff. It's all good. Like, oh
Well,
god.
in a way, I understand that. I get that. I get that way of thinking. But in my mindset, it's like, come on, guys. Just write some words, write some lyrics. Just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
come up with crazy song titles that either don't make sense or you don't even know what the fucking words are. So it's like, okay, cool. You have 10 songs of just song titles, and the
Yeah.
vocalist it's improvs every show. And it's
And
like,
then you write
really?
lyrics. You're like, I'm gonna write lyrics about what this means to me, basically, because you're not matching any of the fucking. Here's a question actually regarding the same thing. So, do you take any inspiration from anything on your lyric writing, such as philosophy or books or poetry?
Not so much philosophy. I did write a couple of things based on books and early on, and then I just started. I mean, maybe I was taking my philosophy on life and just seeing how fucked up things were, and then I was just transposing what I saw or experienced, kind of like what Anthony was saying, into what I wanted to convey, and some of it was gory, but I was always not trying to do it for the gore factor. Just I like to write about disease for a while, where it was just it's so fucked up that humans have to deal with that kind of shit. And there's so
Yeah.
many fucked up diseases out there that are like, what the fuck? What do I have? Oh, that's great. I guess I'm not gonna live, past this age.
Right.
Thanks, thanks life or God or whoever the fuck you
Yeah.
believe in. And it was just that,
Well, I was just gonna say, you just made me think of this one crazy fact that always trips me out, which is malaria has killed more than half of the humans ever.
What the fuck?
More than half of the humans that have ever lived have
Is that
died from
true?
malaria.
Jamie.
Yes. You're the Jamie right now, dude.
I
that's a
know.
pretty fucking brutal disease. So how come there's no death metal band called malaria?
Right, dude.
There should be. There's got to be one somewhere in like Brazil or something.
Yeah, they'll know. They'll just change it to Gorlaria or something silly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. If there's fucking what is it? If there's aspirin, then there's fucking there's definitely malaria.
Brain ass is a fucking
brain
sick
ass, brain
name,
ass.
dude. Brain
Yeah,
ass, dude. It's just it's just or synonym for butthead, dude. Brain ass,
Pretty much,
dude.
yeah.
It's a broken language butthead. A broken language English. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like butthead translated from like Filipino or something.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Which I think they are actually no, they're an Indonesian band. Brain Ass,
Indonesia.
I think.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
be wrong, but I think that's what Trevor was saying on his episode because he's the one who turned it on to us.
I know. Fuck.
Dude,
Well,
I'd love to play Indonesia. It's just the fans. It seems like that is the mecca of death metal these days.
Dude,
Yep.
I get friend requests from Indonesia every week, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
ignore.
definitely.
I barely fucking. I don't even look at my friend requests. I think I have like 600 in there. I tell
Yeah.
people send me an email and then I'll okay you, because if I never met you, it
Yeah.
just kind of gets creepy and weird to me that people friend collect, and then they want to be friends with my girlfriend. I'm like, you don't even know my girlfriend. And then they're like,
Yeah, that's weird. That's a
What's your
weird
name?"
move.
Really, dude?
Yeah, that's a weird move. No, I
There's a
noticed
lot
that
of
too.
creeps out there.
I tried to like do that for a long time. Be like, all right, like probably until the podcast, I was like, I have to have shook your hand or at least talked to you for a while to add you. Like,
Yeah.
I felt bad. There's all these kids that were like, fuck yeah, blah, blah, all this stuff, and I was
Mhm.
like, well, and I had like the 600 friend requests. I was like,
Yeah.
and then the podcast started doing its thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking they're
Yeah.
all death metal guides, just add them,
Blast okay on everybody. Yes.
yeah. It's like I don't really have 3,000 friends. I mean, I might have 3,000 people, acquaintances, real life, but they're not all on Facebook trying to add me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, it's a trip. It's kind of a weird situation. But yeah, let's get out of the weeds
Let's get
and
out
back
of
to
the
the.
weeds and
I
back
already have it
into
right
the
here.
timeline
I was
again.
just thinking, by the way, our new, because like you do the whatever the Twitch thing you do with put the sandals on there. I just wrote it down on a notepad. I'm like, when Marie said weeds, I was like, we need to have like a weed leaf with like S, like a apostrophe S.
Yes, dude.
It's like our next emoji thing, whatever they have on here.
Emote or whatever they call
Emo.
them. Yeah.
That's right. But anyways, back to
All right.
you were in high school right here? Last time we left off?
High school. Yeah. So the band originally, I came up with the name Carcinogen,
That's right.
and I didn't have the nice ring to it. It was kind of like, it's all right, whatever. We're jamming in somebody's bedroom, so it's not like we're gonna fucking be touring with Sepultura tomorrow or ever. Who cares? When we started it, we didn't even think that we were gonna go anywhere. It was just like fucking whatever. But My uncle to the rescue again. He was like, "How about Malignancy?" And I was like, "Holy
Whoa.
shit, I fucking like that name, dude. Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
So that was it, man. It became Malignancy, and then our first jam, well, as Carcinogen, was literally 30 years ago in February. This past February was 30 years. It was our first,
Damn.
the anniversary of our first jam, and then we just went from there. And I still remember that dude's bedroom.
So you're basically yeah, you're a decade earlier than me because I graduated in '02,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Same.
coming up on my 20-year anniversary
No,
of
you're
my
past it.
first.
Oh yeah.
No,
No,
I'm saying
actually.
for Carnivorous.
Oh
Carnivorous
yeah, yeah,
started
yeah.
in December of 2002, and that
Mm-hmm.
was my first death metal band.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know where I was going with that, but I was just putting those two things together where it's just, one decade later and we were doing it's so funny how no matter how long, like far you go back, you could still find these commonalities in
Mm-hmm.
people upcoming in the scene or in their art and stuff. So
Yep.
uncle came to the rescue, named the band. We're like, oh shit, we got a good name now, let's fucking jam. So how was that first few jam sessions that you guys were doing? Were you guys playing covers? Were you guys already starting to try write originals?
We were just free jamming, dude. It was just whatever. I mean, our drummer at the time was not a death metal guy. He liked Napalm Death and Sepultura. That was
Hmm.
really it. He was a Zeppelin dude, a Pink Floyd dude. Like he loved rock and metal, some metal like Metallica, stuff that everybody liked, Slayer, at that time. And he could, he was a good double bassist for shit, sure, man. I mean, he fucking was fast, but it it wasn't a good fit for him, so to speak. So we just jam shit. He wanted to write songs, but they were all kind of silly songs, and we wanted to write stuff that was more serious, as far as like death metal serious, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. I mean, he one of the song titles he wanted to do was Guido Biscuits, and I'm like, Guido biscuits, really, dude? All right. And we laughed about it, and and we jammed Guido biscuits, but we never continued to play it. And
Yeah.
it was the first time that I actually sang in front of people, and my voice was more in line with, I would say, Van Drunen, like just and Chuck, like higher registers, not trying to get gruff yet at all. I couldn't.
Hmm.
It was just not there because you fucking fuck around when you're listening to shit on your boombox, and it's like, no, you just whatever, you know.
Right. Right.
And then shit starts to happen, and you listen into Napalm Death, fucking Harmony Corruption, and you're like, oh, all right, how about grr, and you just, let's try to see if I could do this. And then eventually it got to the point where it sounded like I was fucking gargling with gravel or fucking glass or whatever. I was trying to get that, that, and I tried, and I'm still trying to this day. It's fucking,
You
it's
said
not
Guido,
easy.
was it Guido biscuits?
Guido biscuits, yes.
What is a Guido biscuit? Just
I have no idea, but
okay.
Guidos from where
Yeah.
I'm from are just particular, you know,
The Trapani's,
you know, you know,
Anthony's yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Tony,
Sicilian, so he's
and,
giving me a
you
little
know,
shit.
just Italian kids that wore gold chains and Cavricis. Cavricis
Oh,
are
okay.
kind of pants and shit, and wearing their shirts, and they would pick on the metalheads all the time. So I
Okay.
don't know
Kind
what the
of
biscuits were all about, but I don't know. Maybe he had an idea of you know punching out like faces of Guidos for biscuits, and then cookie biscuits or something for
It, make,
dogs. I have no idea.
it makes me think of Joey Diaz. He would call Quaaludes gorilla biscuits.
Yeah,
He's a New York guy too, so there's something about throwing biscuits at the end of something.
all the time we say the dumbest thing.
dude. My dad actually, just a random story, out and saw the Chiefs game with him last weekend, but he was just he's all, dude, fuck drugs. It's all about Quaaludes. He's still like to this day. He's like Quaaludes were the shit. Like there's nothing been close to Quaaludes, so don't even fucking try to tell me about it. And I was like, basically, it was like they were the sickest like thing that we ever got, you know. And I was like, Jesus, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I've never even ran out. I've never even seen one. I don't even know what it looks like.
I never. I might have seen them, but I never had one. You know, I was too young.
Yeah.
And, you know, the craziest shit I ever did was mushrooms, and that was fun. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
So again, I still like mushrooms.
Me too.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I just went and saw Roger Waters. I just saw Roger Waters on some mushrooms, and that was yeah. It's the second time I've seen it. My mom, sorry to call my parents. My mom, the first time I saw the Us and Them tour, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. My mom's like, I have these mushrooms that my friend gave me, and I don't want. And they're like these gnarly gold cap mushrooms. And she's like, my friend, because she's all like a part of like this kind of trippy like Buddhist community kind of thing. And she's like, I don't really want to. I don't feel comfortable taking them. I was like, all right, let me just go like fucking watch fucking Comfortably Numb while I'm feeling good.
Numb.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I love it.
I mean, the last Roger Waters tour I just saw a few weeks ago, I actually was on mushrooms and I got pissed off at him because it was so like on the last tour, or on the Us and Them tour, it was like a little politics sprinkled in here and there. This one was all politics the whole time. Just like, and I was sitting there just like, and there was a bunch of he's like bitching about the rich and stuff, and I'm like, I paid $400 for this ticket. Like, what the fuck are you like? I was like on mushrooms, like I know. I was like, you kind of see through the bullshit on mushrooms a little bit, and I was like, why am I sitting here for $400 when you're like the rich people are bad? And I'm like, you're making probably like after the stage show, which is pretty immense, you're probably still making $280,000 like for this show. Parking was expensive. Fucking drinks for $20 a piece. The tickets were $400. Like, I mean, after you pay everyone and stuff, you're still making a fucking stack. So I was kind of like, I'm calling bullshit a little bit. Yeah. I know. I was like, I actually on mushrooms, you're like, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what's going on. This is like, I feel the fucking the negative energy coming from this guy, and I feel like it's all false. I don't know. It was one of those mushroom kind of trips at a show. But anyways,
so he's turning into like a grumpy old man, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's making some good points here and there, but like it's like you're sitting there to escape from that,
life.
It's like you're escaping from the news, you're escaping from social media, and he's posting like Twitter things on there, like people's comments and things, and that, and he's posting the news and people getting shot, and he comes out with like a machine gun, and he's like doing like a fake mass shooting thing, and I'm just like that was actually kind of cool because it was like actually looked kind of real, and I was like, that's actually scary, but like. I was just constant, nothing but political shit. And
you're just like, chill, dude. Have a cigar. We're gonna go far, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyways, it was a good show. It was like a cool thing to see. But there was on mushrooms, like I was too like real for that. I was like, no. I was like, he's all fuck drones. And there's all these drones with like sheep. It was like, you guys are sheep with like drones and stuff. And I was like, why does he have a bunch of drones and he's anti-drone? I don't know. I was like. A bunch of those like connections when I was like just tripping a little bit, like this is bullshit. I think he's full of shit, actually. I don't know. But no, I mean, watching his like he's legit dude. But anyways, I don't want to go off too far in the weeds, but back to Malignancy.
It's all good, dude. So all right, you guys are just in like jam mode at the time.
Yeah.
And you said first drummer, he was more of a rock drummer, all this, but he had the double bass down. It sounds like you're going to get to a point where you guys wanted to go further than he was capable of doing.
Yeah. I mean, we found a drummer. I mean, for a little while we were just jamming because we had a bass player come in, Frank, really awesome dude, and he was a friend of ours from high school. So it was the four of us, and it was a lot of fun. We were still just jamming, really we were trying to figure out. The first song I came up with was the title was "Feed the Dead to the Starving," because I was like, this is how we can cure hunger by just carving up some dead motherfuckers and passing off fucking human steaks. It's good. We'll do it. It's good.
Right.
Fucking, that was my, high school brain at work. Woo, yeah, good for you, brother. So we were trying to write that song, and it was I really wasn't getting anywhere as far as I remember, and that song never made it anywhere anyway. But I think he came up with the idea like, this isn't working for me, so get the fuck out of my bedroom, so to speak, and that's cool. I mean, we're still friends with him, still love the guy. So we ended up going to Frank's basement, and it was just guitar, bass, and vocals, and no drums. And we were just trying to figure it the fuck out. And we found a drummer, John Marzan, who joined us. He was taught by Scott Lewis from Brutal Truth, which was crazy because he was
Sick.
Fuck yeah.
fucking fast, dude. Like holy shit, so fast, and added that level, that next level that we need, that next level of seriousness. And he had been in a band prior called Asphyxiation. So he knew, and he's like, dude, we got to fucking play shows. We got to write songs. We got to put out a demo. So he really kind of laid the groundwork for Malignancy to go past just this high school fucking bullshit dream that we were just like, oh yeah, we're just jamming to say we're in a band, like we're gonna get fucking girls. Yeah, right.
So
You
many
know,
guys.
Wrong style of music to pick.
Oh, big time wrong style.
It's like
Especially
what
when you sing about killing them, they're not gonna want to hang out with you.
it's like what style of music can I find the most guys fans with?
Yeah.
Let's go to that one.
Total sausage party. Let's do it. All right.
I know. It's funny, but that's where passion brings you. It's like you're not like a lot of those people that started a lot of those bands are getting like reggae or hip hop and stuff. They're like bitches first, music second.
Yeah.
Like we were
I
like
don't
music
care about
first.
music. I just want to get laid.
Yeah. DJs is like, oh, dude, I wouldn't give a fuck. It's like that's my kind of hypothesis for most dudes that dance. I'm like, it's for women. Like, let's not fool anyone. Like, like if you're gonna go like this and like a club and stuff, it's not because like this is sick what I'm doing right now. It's like, no, there's that hot girl over there, so I need to do that
No, there's a
dance.
couple guys that are like, yo, look at me. I'm fucking awesome right now.
yeah. There is. That's why I said not all, but it's like it's definitely like a large percentage of people that decide to go dance are like, all right, well,
Oh yeah, they're going to pick up.
yeah.
That's how it is,
It's like it's almost like a like in nature. There's like birds that will do like a weird thing to each other and shit, and they'll be like,
Totally.
hey, check out my dance. It's kind of it's pretty natural actually, to be honest.
Look at my spring flutter. Come on.
My
Impregnate me.
spring flutter.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how it was. We never covered any songs back then. It was weird. The first cover I think we ever did was for a show, and we did Maze of Torment, and I was like, why are we covering a death metal song when we're a death metal band? That makes no sense to me. It never did. And I was like, I don't really want to do it. And I didn't know all the lyrics either, so it was pretty funny. And I think one of our friends came up and sang half of it that I forgot on stage. I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. And I just gave him the mic, and he was just like doing his thing. I was like, all right, cool. But that was it. I mean, shit, we didn't do a real cover until probably when we put out Epilogue, because the 7-inch Epilogue was a song to kind of wrap up Eugenics, because Eugenics was a story, or at least I tried to write a story. It's not very cohesive, and it doesn't have characters and shit that you could fall in love with or hate or anything like that. But Epilogue was kind of like, all right, well, this is the end of the story. And then we didn't have another song. So I was like, yo, why don't we do a cover, man? And for me, one of the first technical death metal bands was Atrocity Hallucinations. That album was
great fucking band and album, dude.
Just leaps and bounds before so many other bands.
Right.
Just fucking holy shit. Dude.
That came out in 89 over there and then 90 over here or something, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And dude, fucking amazing. And I was like, guys, can we? Because they didn't come from that school. Ron didn't grow up listening to that. Mike didn't come, he didn't grow up listening to that. So it was more me saying, yo, let's do it. And they were like, let's hear the song. So played it for them. And like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And we did it and I had a lot of fun doing it. And, changed my vocal style a little bit so that not so much to match him, but to just have a little bit more fun with it, where you can understand what I'm saying. I started getting into wanting my vocal style to be a little bit more understandable, and it's gotten a lot better. I mean, the new album, you can actually follow along.
So when was that's awesome. I mean, Anthony's the same way. That's why we basically when we were playing shows with them, he was like enunciating everything, and I could actually listen to the lyrics. Because
Mhm.
I've had bands like that were big bands and stuff in this area go like, "Oh, you catching the lyrics? What I'm saying?" And then there's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr."
No,
I'm like
not
looking.
at
I'm
all.
like, I mean, I'm reading them, but there's
Mhm.
nothing that matches that.
Yeah.
But when I actually had a question for you because I know that for me it was kind of it was a big deal. I was coming up. I was right out of the the Slayer, kind of Sepultura, getting into Cannibal Corpse kind of era of my like maybe 20 something years ago,
Mhm.
and like once I saw actually it was from the band that Anthony's in now. They were the first band that
Severed
because
Savior.
Severed Savior, they were like the first band that that I'd see their shirts at every show. I'd see them
Oh,
everywhere,
yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, yeah, I
and
remember
it's like
that.
yeah, only locally in the when you just fucking Severed Savior, like probably a quarter of the kids had that on, and I was
Mhm.
like, all right, I'm paying more attention, and then I went to their website because of that. I just typed it in like severedsavior.com or something, whatever the fuck it was back
Mhm.
then, and they're like, we're brutal technical death metal, and I was like,
Mhm.
technical. I never heard that thrown in like to a genre name.
Yeah.
When was the first time that? Because you said old technical bands stuff like that. Was that ever? When did that become like a genre to you? Was there like a band or something where that was actually described like that?
Well, for me, it was when I heard music that was kind of outside of that 4/4 box,
Yeah,
and it was just shit that was, what the fuck is going on here? Like I can comprehend it, I can hear it, my ears work, I love what I'm hearing. Give me more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it was Atrocity, Atheist, Sepultura, not Sepultura, sorry, Suffocation had their moments too back
yep,
then where they were just doing shit where you're like, that's pretty fucking technical as
Hell yeah.
far from a guitarist standpoint or from a
That's what
drumming
I was gonna say
standpoint.
on Terrence. With Terrence is like the most technical aspect of like Pierce from Within. Some of
Mhm.
the well, that's Cerrito too, but
Oh, yeah.
um, yeah, the technicality of the guitar work in Suffocation
Mhm.
is where I would. But yeah, I was gonna say that definitely probably wasn't a label back then. Like
No, no.
Joel's going to like when's the first time you heard it as a label? And back then it was probably most bands were just calling themselves death metal because
Yeah, everybody
or
was death metal.
brutal death metal, or
Yeah,
like
that
well,
probably
super brutal, like
even in
death
the
metal.
beginning, brutal wasn't even a
ultra
thing,
brutal.
probably.
Ultra brutal means technical, like
Yeah, I mean, we just I don't know. We used to call ourselves Death Grind because we would
mhm.
grind a lot, and but more just on the drums, not so much the guitar to match the grind. The fucking all over the place, fucking crazy chords. And then I was like, we're kind of technical death metal, I think, and this is before it got shortened because everything has to get shortened. So it's tech death. Can you just say the syllables technical? It's okay. Nobody's gonna fucking beat you up for just saying technical. So it
Yeah,
became tech death. And for a lot of those kind of bands, like even now, I mean, I think we're different because we're still heavy. We're still down tuned. We're not
Yeah, you got that New
ultra
York kind of
trying to
yeah.
every single tiny little fucking minutia note. It's like it gets a little too much, and
mhm,
I love I fucking yeah, atheist fucking still rules. I fucking I always say that we're brutal technical or tech
right.
brew.
No, you guys can definitely got your moments where you can break it down for sure, but you still have this little difference that you guys
Hey Joel,
have.
piss for me, thanks.
If you gotta, I could go for myself if you need to go to the bathroom.
So we're all gonna just leave empty chairs and go.
No, leave all the guys in the chat now. When Joel gets back, you can take off if you need to. But
Yeah, I'm all right. I can
but
hold it.
it's yeah, the breakdowns you're talking about, they're still. I'm re-going through your discography this week, and even in the breakdowns, though, you guys give it a little of that technical spice in a lot of the areas of
Yeah.
throughout the catalog.
Yeah, because I think we just all right, when we started, man, the last thing I wanted to do was emulate what Suffocation, what groundwork they already laid, what groundwork Cannibal already laid. I was like, dude, the last thing I want to do is just rehash everything that they're already doing. So that was my thing. I don't want to sound like them. Like our first demo was just whatever, you know, we were cutting our teeth trying to figure out where we were going to go.
Mhm.
And the members were limited. They were limited in their playability and their influence, as far as like if they could take their influences and channel them in a way where they're just not wearing their influences. Like they could take some sort of lick or something and infuse it in a death metal riff so that it makes it sound a little bit different, as opposed to just the same old humdrum where everybody just goes back to the Liege of Inveracity fucking riff. Motherfucker,
Right.
Terrence, you son of a bitch. It's the best riff ever. I love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still love
I
it.
know,
It
dude.
fucking still makes me want to punch people and not hurt them.
Totally, dude. I always say this, like Suffo's the only band that can still get me to pit, dude, at
Mhm.
37.
Yeah, dude. It's
But no, you guys definitely achieved that in my eyes. You know,
thank you.
you have a very standout sound from most of the New York scene. You know, and that's
Thank
why
you.
it's always been on my radar.
Well, you guys too. I mean, dude, Severed Savior and Odious, dude, not for nothing, but I remember when it was like an explosion. All of a sudden, boom, I'm hearing about you guys, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing over there? All right, and they're rocking it, doing fucking, and then you know, of course, you had Deeds of Flesh too, fucking, and they went from Trading Pieces to Path, and
Mhm.
fucking, holy shit, just buzzing it, loving it, and
They
dude,
laid the groundwork, kind of like how Suffo did for you guys over there.
yeah.
You know, like Deeds is our when we talk about Cali death versus New York death and all that.
Mhm.
Deeds is our Suffo, dude.
Yeah.
Suffo,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah, man, fucking dude, amazing bunch of guys. I mean,
but the same thing. We didn't want to be the next Deeds of Flesh. We
no, of
didn't want
course
to be the
not.
next
No,
Severed or the
and
next Disgorge or
that's what I think a lot of young guys and young bands right now are not really getting. It's like you're not gonna be the next Suffocation. You're not gonna be the next Disgorge, the next Deeds of Flesh, the next Mortician, the next anything that you hear.
yeah,
Carve your own path, man. You know,
right.
just, come on, just try it. Just, you know, all right, of course, your first demo is going to sound like everything else that's out there right now, but you know, you have that sense, and you're like, all right, well, why don't we go go this way? Maybe fucking throw some weird shit in there. You know, I mean, why not?
And just to take it back to lyrics too, like with us, like everybody was starting to get cosmic and all this shit, and we're like, no, dude,
Yeah.
let's get down in the dirt and the
Mhm.
fucking plants and the psychedelics and get all
Yeah.
hippie with it, you know?
Why
Make it
not? Of course, that's great because that's real life. Space is theory. You
mhm.
know, we don't even know if we're limited in a simulation. Fucking, you know,
Right,
Yeah,
right,
we
yeah.
could be fucking nothing. You know, we could just be in a
right.
fucking simulation. Just fucking.
This alcohol is real right now.
Oh yeah, mine was too, and I
Oh
finished
man.
it.
I'll go. You can go grab another one, man.
Yeah,
I
totally,
should.
dude.
We're all about pissing. If you need to piss or grab some beer, go do it. We can chat if you need to do it.
All
For
right,
sure.
cool. Well, we
Yeah.
were chatting. Me and Anthony were chatting while you went to go take a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's how we do it.
Yeah, why not? All right. We were
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
all go at the same time. We were gonna follow you and just go.
We all
Leave
just leave the podcast. That'd be rad. We're all like, all right, go see you guys.
You guys
What's
need
up?
anything? You need anything?
That'd be sick if you could hand us another beer through
Right?
the computer.
I know
Dude.
that's the future. Just like
Give us
fucking
give us like another 20 years. The technology is probably gonna happen, dude.
Yeah, but you know that would be bad because then people would just be fucking emailing cum
Stuck in
shot.
their living rooms all day.
They'd be like, "Yo, fuck that girl," and then they'd send like a fucking load to them, and then you've got mail, and then
a load to
what the fuck, dude? Or fucking
I was just thinking, like,
emailing
yeah,
shit
dude,
to somebody.
you could actually
Oh my God.
Then
stick
you'd
your
have
dick
to
in
get
a.
sperm blockers and shit blockers. You know, this is the world that we're gonna live in. Watch.
It's the virtual glory hole, dude, where your dick actually comes out of the computer to get sucked.
Nobody would. It would be responsible. That's the problem. We can't handle anything. You know, it would be great. Like,
Oh my
yo,
God.
can we pass this joint through the camera? And then everybody
Yeah, yeah.
do it, and it'd be awesome. Or you know, no, there would be that portal, and my hand would just come through a portal with the joint. and then you could take it.
Oh,
and then go out.
dude, that would be so sick,
But
dude.
no, there would be glory holes, like you say, like somebody would put their dick
Yes,
through it. Like, what the
they would
fuck,
take it
man?
too far. Like you come back and like your hand's like a fork. You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, they fucked up.
Or somebody fucking put some dog shit in your hand while you fucking trying to pass something or grab a beer.
Yeah,
We can't handle nothing.
I know, right? We'll always take advantage. Fucking humans.
That's why we can't have good things, guys.
We
I
can't.
know, right?
No, we can't.
Yeah.
But this
We
is a
can't.
good thing, and I'm having a good time. So thank you,
Fuck
guys.
yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We are
Yeah.
too, dude.
Yeah, let me.
Cheers in a sec.
I got
Go,
it.
Yeah.
go refill,
Go
dude.
re-up.
Go go unfill and then refill.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. In and out. Actually, someone said something I wanted to talk about real quick because they said in the chat, and I don't know if this is true. I thought I put a star next to it, but I'm drunk. But that said Jamie Josta was bringing back Milwaukee Metal Fest. I heard that someone just said that in
again?
the
Sorry.
Jamie Josta from Hatebreed was bringing back Milwaukee Metal Fest.
That would be sick.
It's like, I mean, a lot of these fests are popping up and stuff that are actually pretty sick. They're getting like, because I mean, there's like kind of like a method of how it's going to work nowadays. I'm noticing with like fests, like how they're going to be successful. Like Psycho Fest is, dude, Anthony, if you can just go for 2 days or something, it's like how they have Vegas like insanely pimped out is crazy with all metal. It's like every turn, it's the little dancing poker chip guy going like, hey, it's Psycho Fest. Well, come over here. Like every sign's like all fucking neon lights and shit. And I'm like,
This
I don't know
last
how
time
much
you guys
fucking
went
money.
made me really want to go next year, dude.
Yeah. Oh, he purchased the rights. So he purchased the rights of Milwaukee Metal Fest. Okay.
That's sick, dude. And then we should follow our death metal dad's suggestion and make a Cali Death Fest, dude.
No, yeah. No, I mean, I've already talked to Mr. Joel Haston about it, and he's down.
Let's do it,
At this
dude.
point, what I'm trying to do with Santa Cruz in this area, I know you guys probably like maybe one person from Santa Cruz is in here, but I know that he's bringing these shows here. He's like Alluvial was supposed to come stay at my house, and their fucking van broke down, and it's the only fucking show they missed on the tour, by the way. But yeah, anytime there's like a death metal show or anything in Santa Cruz, I'm like, please, like, go out to the show, because like for me, it's more selfish for me because I don't want to travel to Sacramento and San Francisco and stuff to go see shows. Like I want there to be like a scene in Santa Cruz, but it's so fucking expensive here that I don't, I doubt that'll happen. But it was pretty decent. There's probably 150 people at Revocation and Chris Ian. It's like these sick bands, and then it's supposed to be Alluvial, which they couldn't make it last second, but
I'm gonna address 2 comments. Abiosis official, shout out to him. I'm drinking Topo Chico, bro, or chick if you're a chick. And
he's called you a chick, dude.
And then Ian, Casey's at Shadow of Intent, the Zenith Passage, in Fury down in SoCal. They're playing tonight, so that's where Casey's at.
It's a car full of pretty fancy people too in that ride.
Yeah, dude, I totally was stoked for Casey because he's going down there with Riley McShane, Derek Ridquist, taking him to his own gig, and then Paul Masvidal, dude.
Yeah,
that's one relationship that I'm so glad we gained from this, and I've said it many times because I'm just so excited that like Paul's an actual friend, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of the more trippy side of doing this, because for me it's always been about like hanging out with you guys and then like we got some cool guests or something, but once the guests started to get more prolific, I was like, oh shit, like we're actually like knowing these people now. I'm like, in my head it's kind of just this little fantasy land I'm in right now. It's like I'm in my room right now. This is the same place where I have to spill my seed if I'm lonely. This is like this is literally like I don't know. This is my room where I worked 12 hours in this room today from home. So it's kind of like not even reality to me sometimes, I'll
totally, dude.
Just hanging out and just be talking to like some legend, like what's going on? What's like you guys like you like death metal too? It's fucking sick, dude. But no, it's a trip, dude. It's a total trip. I'm glad we started this.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'm having so much fun doing this.
Yeah, I'm glad you started it too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we were just talking. We got on a little bit about how we're 102 episodes in, and we've made friends with some of our heroes through
Congratulations.
doing
Yeah,
this, you know.
that's
And
fun.
it started as a thing where Casey, Joel, Joseph, and I would make it a point to just hang out every week, and then we bring on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other guys that
Mhm.
we can get in the mix and get their story and all that shit. And then, you
Yeah.
know, things have snowballed to the point where, you know, we're hanging out with legends and shit. It's pretty
That's
fucking
great,
rad, dude.
Yeah, man.
It-
I hear that. I wanted to do that too. Roger and I from Mortician, he wanted to do something where we just fucking riff back and forth and bullshit.
Dude,
I think we
do
did
it,
one.
dude.
We did one, and then I'm a fucking flirt, dude. It's just like one of those
that's
where
that's the thing too, dude, is
yeah,
consistency. I mean,
yeah,
we got 102 episodes. We've only been doing it for 2 years.
it's fucking killer.
yeah. We've only missed a few weeks or whatever. I mean, actually, last week I feel like you New York guys just you guys had that ultra like the charisma. Last week we had, or was it? Did I miss last week? Was I there last week?
I know you were here last week.
Was
It
it
was the
last week
week
with the
before.
Pyrexia guys? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Who'd you
Yeah. So
interview?
Pyrexia.
We had Chris, and then
Yeah,
Guy popped on for
Yeah.
like the last half.
Oh, Guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guy.
Great.
Yeah, because I've
Cool.
toured with them a bunch of times, and I see a guy in the chat named Guy_Suffo.
Suffo Guy.
Oh, Suffo Guy, and I'm like, is that Guy Marche? What's going on, dude? And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, let me send you a link. He just came in, was fucking drinking
That's
his
killer.
whatever. Yeah, it was rad. It was, and watching them just riff off each other because they've known each other for like they were children.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, you guys need
definitely.
to fucking do this yourself,
I haven't
man.
laughed. I haven't laughed that hard in
Yeah.
a while on this show, dude. Chris is a funny motherfucker, dude.
Oh, yeah. He is quite the character.
yeah.
Great.
If you watch, I don't know if it's a reel or in our director's cut. There's one part where he's just giving Guy shit about being stuck with the name Pyrexia, dude, and it's just so fucking funny. He's like, it's this fucking guy's fault that I fucking gotta have Pyrexia for the rest of my life. What am I supposed to be? Tupperware?
Yeah, they're just in the
Dude.
fucking the way they riff off each other with the fucking wittiness and shit. That's like
Mhm.
constantly they're like looking at each other, just trying to make things like a funny thing to say back to each other, like constantly. And I was like, dude, me and Anthony are just sitting there crying,
Yeah.
laughing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys need to fucking these New York fuckers like have this like funny ass humor that just is just on it. It's like there's no pause. It's like fucking striking each other with like friendly stuff, but like
Yeah.
it's killing me.
Dude, I was drunk last week, dude. I shout out Jordan Varela. He hit me up and he talked about a part of the show where I have no idea. He was like, you guys were talking about taking shits on planes, and I was like, I have no recollection of that part of the conversation, dude. Zero recollection.
Shits on planes.
Well, in the beginning, I mean, we were all nervous. We're like, fuck, we're like doing this thing and stuff, and we just a little nervous. Like, I got the recipe for that.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
before in the morning,
Yeah.
I'd wake up like I don't even know what fucking happened, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's probably like embarrassing as fuck. I'm like all nervous, and I'm like, they get posted in the morning, and I watch them like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, and we're all laughing. I'm not slurring my words because I can hold a lot of alcohol and not be like, you can't really tell, but you can tell I'm drunk.
You could tell with
like,
me.
I know, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, well, you're smoking a bunch of weed too, so your eyes
Yeah,
go
yeah,
like this. If
yeah.
you didn't do that, you probably couldn't tell. But like for me, I kind of hold it together and I'm like, do these little rants like I'm doing right now, and I'm like fucking blacked out. Like I'm like not even understanding what's coming out. Then the next day, I'm like, oh shit, I remember this weird look I got from the guest last night. What's going on? I need to find that one. That's all I remember, not anything I said. But
It's great.
so anyways, so you guys started recording. Your first demo was what was it, 92 or 93?
93, yeah.
93.
Like
So-
I think it was March 93. I don't
Did you do it in like was it a home recording? Did you go to a studio?
It was at Roger from Mortician Studio, The Crypt.
Okay.
And it was like an 8-track Tascam is what we recorded on. So, we got the master tape. That
Yeah,
was a regular cassette tape,
I got the master, dude. Yeah.
It's like, woo, yes. And then fucking
you still have that?
Yeah, of course.
Hell
Still
yeah.
have it. High speed dubbed that shit to death.
yeah.
And then did we do that with that one? No, we did that with Ignorance, where we had it, we put it on a DAT, and then we sent the DAT tape out to a plant to make us 100, 200 copies at a clip when we were pushing that demo
Right.
back when
For
demos were a thing.
some of the younger listeners, can you explain a DAT to people? Like what is a DAT going from a tape, or not even a tape, but from recording?
It's like a tiny little tape like this big, and it's almost like the equivalent of, let's say, I guess like a wave compared to an MP3, maybe. I don't know, because I would say that the DAT is the better quality than if you just sent a regular TDK D90 in the mail to a plant. You send them a DAT, it is legit pulled right from whatever master tape that you're doing. It's just a smaller version that you can, it might be compressed a little bit, because there's not that much room on it because you're going from a tape like this to this, but it's that, I guess. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me. I don't fucking
Is
know.
it a DAT?
ADAT is yeah, is it ADAT? Yeah, it's an ADAT. But ADAT is also a rack that fucking that one of our guitarists used to use, and he had a killer fucking crunch tone with that shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like what you guys used to have. I mean, nowadays, like I buy this, $200 like direct DI, and then I just like plug a guitar into it, and then like I could just like record like right now. It's like for what you guys had to go through back then. And I remember, I think it was Pyrexia's episode too, where he's talking about how much money they were throwing at fucking recording. I mean, and this is a non-inflation era money that he's talking about, like $10,000 or something, like, which would be like $50,000 nowadays. Like they were just like all coming together, saving their money, throwing that much money to go into a studio. And he was saying something along the lines of like Burns was like $100,000, or I don't even know. I was drunk, but he was saying something about like the price he was saying. I was like, I wanted a contestant be like, is it really that much? Like back then?
Yeah, we never you can hear that we never paid that much because yeah, right. And we didn't have that kind of fucking money. I mean, our demos, even our first full length on UG was I don't remember what he gave us. Probably gave us like fucking $500. I don't even remember. Maybe $1,000 tops.
Yeah.
And we did it all in house. Because Roger from Mortician, he had all the equipment, so we were recording with him since day one. And it's such a bitch even back then doing it on our own, because you just don't have, if you don't have the equipment. I mean, you have the equipment to record, but you might not have the equipment for the playback. And none of our earlier releases were ever mastered. You know how fucking things are mastered now. No, Intrauterine was not mastered. Motivated, Cross Species, the first album, I think that Cross Species might have been mastered, but I don't think so. And it wasn't done by somebody else. It might have been just run through a free mastering software that Roger got. And it was like, whatever. I mean, no.
Yeah, everyone talks about like how mastering, because I don't know anything about mastering. I know what the idea is behind it, to make it sound good on a small system and a big system, and make it sound like good all around. But like last week we were talking about it, like it's such an art to be able to master. Like that's like almost harder than doing the recording. Like it's like to get it, like it's such a specific art. I'd love to like watch someone try it, because I don't even know what it means still. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means to do it. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Me either, dude. Fuck that. I don't want to be in that room. That shit must be boring and monotonous, and the same fucking song over and over again. And you're like, oh wait, I got a pussy hair this one, and fucking move this knob up. And it's like, come on, man. I can't. By then, I've already heard the song 400 times, and I just want to put my head through a wall. So I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
so
the ear fatigue.
A lot of intestinal fortitude to be able to mix and master, because you got the guy that mixes, and then you got the guy that might master it separately because maybe he's honed the craft better. I don't know. I mean, the guy that's doing our new record, he's doing both. So,
dude, I gotta say, shout out to Austin Spence real quick. His comment. He wants to release small answering machine tapes with mini covers, dude. I would fucking love that, dude. buy one of those old school
the
like
little
tape recorders,
the hand tape
those
recorders,
handheld ones,
and just
so
have
they're
that
expensive.
I'm sure they are, dude.
Yeah, they're vintage now.
They try to make them, and they fucking suck. They have like because I have some old answering machine tapes that I held on to, and I wanted to just see what the fuck was on them. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, forget it. I mean, the answering machine's gone, and to get the recorder, I'm just waiting to find one at a garage sale. Whenever I
Yeah.
happen to be at a garage sale, I'm like, oh shit, mini recorder, how much? $5. Cool, here you go.
Yeah,
And hope
yeah.
it works.
You know what's really unfair is like, a lot of we can tell the differences of production from back then to now, like really
Mhm.
easily. But
Yep.
back then, they were listening on these little shitty fucking headphones, those little like ones with the little puffy things on the side, going into a cassette player. And like if you give them the best, sickest recording, it wouldn't sound that good right now. But like
Mhm.
that's how they started. Like old school folks had to start with that, and that was like what it sounded like that no matter what, even if you had like the sickest like Elton John like fanciest $1 million recording, it would be
Mhm.
this
I
kind of
fucking
tinny.
hated those headphones, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, those
super
little puffy
tinny,
ones. Yeah, with like
no
the
yeah.
metal part, just the only
Yep.
like the only metal thing going across, so
Mhm.
you could like if you sat on them, they're done. Like it's still they disconnect from the fucking the
It felt
sides
so
and
cool to have them, but at the same time, you're like, it's not giving me the full experience, dude.
yeah.
Well, do you guys remember when Walkmans got mega bass and it was like a
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
you hit the button, all of a sudden the trebliest fucking recording would have bass, and you're like, holy shit, this sounds
Yep.
great. And
Totally
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
it's killing your hearing, of course, because it's on 10, and then you mega bass it, and then it's like, all right,
It's just farting in your ears, like
yeah,
peaking and shit. And you're just like, dude,
uh-huh,
the bass, dude,
it's fucking
actual bass in
awesome.
my ears. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy because when we hang out now, we all yeah, everybody's got their phones and fucking whoever's DJing, or whoever has their mix on between the streaming platforms or whatever. I still have an iPod. I fucking love it because it's all my music and I can find whatever I want because it's what I want. It's there.
Mhm.
But dude, it never fails. No matter what platform you're on, fucking jamming a song and it's like some production of today and it's like fucking sick. Like for instance, the last Possessed record sounds fucking killer. It's like holy shit, blah. And then Testament, the Legacy comes on, and it
Fuck.
sounds like it's coming out of somebody's toilet tank from across the street. Like you can't. It's
That's
like
what I'm
what
saying.
the
That's my
fucking.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I wish,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate
Mhm.
because those albums were on major labels, and those major labels don't want to put forth more money to just give those releases the remaster treatment that they deserve, just to bring up levels. That's it. Just bring the fucking levels up, and if they get a little too hot, take them down a little bit, and then that's it. And then everybody's like, I love this album again. I could hear it even better. I didn't even know that part happened, and
Yeah.
it sucks. That's why Testament had to re-record fucking songs from the first two records, because guess what? Atlantic or whatever fucking shit label they put those albums out I don't want to put the money up. Fuck you, man. Really?
Yeah,
Right.
It
yeah.
sucks. It's a real disservice. And they won't even let the releases go. That's the thing. Like if Testament was like, hey,
Give us those
okay,
masters. Yeah.
we'll give you like 20 grand for our back catalog. Really? Cool, take it. No, they're like, no, we'll take 50 grand each release. It's like they don't have that kind of money. Fuck you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It sucks. It really
It's
sucks.
the
That's why Metallica was smart when they fucking bought all their shit. They're like, fuck you. We're millionaires. Give us all our shit back. And that's it. And then now they could do whatever the fuck they want. Make it sound worse or make it sound better, whatever they
It's
want.
funny because anytime Metallica or anytime like a big metal band makes it to the top Billboard charts, like the Black Album just jumps back up again. I've noticed that like it will just start creeping up again. All of a sudden it's like in the top 50. It's like the Black Album will just like jump in. People are like they go back a little bit like, oh, Metallica? I guess metal, so Metallica. I'll go look
You
up that
know,
band. you know.
What's
It's a
funny
trip.
about the Black Album? I bought it on vinyl when it came out, and I was super
Yeah.
excited because I did like Injustice for All a lot. So I pulled it out and I was like, all right, it's black. The cover is nothing really to write home about. I'm
There's
used
a
to like
snake
looking
on
at
it.
art.
It's
Yeah,
mysterious though. It's mysterious
yeah.
though. It's like,
So the insert was brown, and I was like, and then I played it. I was like, wow, it really is shitty. It's like, you got the two colors of shit, brown and black. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. That was my mindset then. I still don't really gravitate towards that record. I think it's like a biker dude album, like for some reason. Like I
Yeah.
just picture a dude on a Harley fucking with his old lady hugging him, listening to fucking stand up
Yeah,
or something, you know.
I could
That's
see
just
that.
me. I mean, it's
No,
still
no,
a
it's
good
it's no,
album.
I get that. I mean, especially coming from because for me that was the first album. Like my brother gave me a fucking a tape, and it had one
Mhm.
side was the Black Album, the other
Mm.
side was Brutal Truth and Suffocation, Effigy of the Forgotten.
What
Because my
the
brother, because my brother was like, I was a child. I was like
Yeah,
maybe in 8th grade, 7th grade, maybe before
nice.
that. And so he was like trying to be like, all right, this is the one you want,
Mhm,
like the
mhm.
one that's on every, like if you turn on any radio station in America, like it's playing, like at
Yeah.
one point or another within like 1 second of each other. It's like AC/DC on the radio nowadays. Like there's always AC/DC or Queen playing, like
Oh,
always.
yeah, all the
But
time.
like it was like that back then. So it was definitely like I was hearing it on the radio because that's what I listened to at the time. And
Mhm.
he's
Yep.
like, but if you want to get a little weird,
Do something you'll never hear on the radio.
yeah. It's like, oh no, it was Wicked Innocence and Suffocation. Those are the two on the back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
my brother was like old school death, like back in like the early '90s. He had like all the crazy death metal shirts and walk into my mom's office, like she was like a receptionist at a law office back then, and was just like a fucking like a Tomb of the Mutilated, just with his like
Yep.
long hair and shit. And like
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid, just going like, what the fuck is that? Like, because it was so far from like a Black Snake or a
Yeah.
Black Album with a snake on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
Totally,
or like
totally.
maybe like like Eddie or whatever from Iron Maiden, just like
Yep.
ooh scary. It's like a
Uh-huh.
fucking two corpses performing on each other, or one's performing on another corpse. I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Jesus Christ! Like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like I was completely disgusted as a kid, and I also had my dad, my ear's a musician too, and he was like, so what the fuck is this shit, dude? This fucking
Uh-huh.
sucks. My ears
Oh,
going, this shit sucks.
yep, yep.
And so I had that. So I had to like it took a lot of steps up the ladder to get to that. You know what I mean? To
Mhm.
the death metal and actually understand. Even saw it and did the whole. A lot of people on this podcast talked about like when they're on or go see the movies and Ace Ventura and they see Cannibal Corpse. That was the time that changed them. For me, I was like
Yeah,
laughing during that time. I was like,
yeah,
oh my god, this is like a joke band that they had on here.
yeah.
Like for me, because my dad was like, this shit sucks, dude. Fuck. And
Yep.
like so, like I had that in my head, and then I forget, like on a school bus one time, I was listening to an album, and it just I was like, I love the growl,
Yeah.
like and it just went from there. Like it was making fun of it for years, like
Mhm.
probably from '89 to fucking like 2000, like just this sucks. And then I was like, this is my favorite style of vocals.
Well,
Like,
because you probably started to fall in love with the music, and then you realize
yeah.
there's no other style of vocals that could go over this style
Yeah.
of music
And shout
other
out to
than
Sean Beasley from Dying Fetus, because the reason why actually I got into it, and I was actually talking to him about this recently, was he was in a band called Garden of Shadows, and they're on Earache, and it was probably 99 2000. They released an album called Oracle Moon, and it's like they had
Mhm.
this melodic kind of like at the gatesy kind of thing to it, but they had these growls that were so sick, and
Mhm.
it just brought me to this different realm. And I found out a year ago that Sean was based on that. Like,
Oh,
and I'm like,
wow.
what the that's why I hit him up, like, you played bass on that? That's like the album that got me over the vocal thing. That was like it for
That's
me.
cool.
But yeah, that was definitely just need that one album to be like, oh, I get it. It's like
Mhm.
it's like a
Yeah.
aha moment. Then all of a sudden I can go backwards and be like, oh, I love all this old morbid
no, I
deicide
get it. Yep.
cannibal, like
Yep.
it
It's
basically
like,
just
what was I
came.
what drugs were I on? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Well, I mean, when death metal, one thing that when I explain to people, like I have, I go on, hang out with females and stuff, and they're like, and have to tell them that you're into death metal and stuff. So for them, it's like they're going to Maroon 5 shows and shit, but they're like, okay, well, it's talented sounding, but the vocals I can't get into. The one way
Yeah.
I always describe it to them is that like once I found out the vocals in death metal were like it's another instrument, not like a singer. It's not like a
Mhm.
someone going like ooh and dancing like Mick Jagger with
Yeah.
his like hips moving and shit. It's
Uh-huh.
like another. It's like a human instrument.
Yeah.
And like once I
Yeah.
understood that added to the aggression, and that's the way I
Mhm.
explain it now. It's an instrument to me. It's like
Yeah, pretty much.
it's got this aggression that gives you the chills now once you get it.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
like in
yeah.
the beginning, it's like it's shocking. You're
Yep.
like, and that's
Yep.
what it's there for.
Mhm.
That's the reason why it started like that.
I don't know if to
Totally,
say
brother.
my whole software upgrade thing right now. It's
Do it.
well, it is, dude. Like Danny, I'll give it to you, dude, real quick. It's this like software upgrade that we have to. Okay, so you come across the Metallica that came with a software upgrade for the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Then once you get upgraded there, then you're ready to accept Slayer. And then Slayer gives you that upgrade as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep getting these upgrades just like any other computer. And you're down the road and you're able to catch a Spawn of Possession, Malignancy, Decrepit Birth, and it makes sense because if you don't have those software upgrades before you come across those bands,
Mm-hmm.
you can't compute. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't run that software because the computer's not upgraded yet.
Yeah, your version's not high enough or something. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the metaphor or that I always use for you have to go through these steps that we've all. That's another thing too. If we were going to go back to if we're going to be the kids these days, guys, right now, you can fast forward straight to Spawn of Possession.
Mm-hmm.
It's readily available for you right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But
Totally.
is your brain really ready for it when you find it? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that a lot of I remember when we were already doing this for let's say 10 years, like when you guys were coming around, 2002 time, I was like noticing like, some of these bands, their first introduction to death metal is fucking, Cannibal Corpse the Bleeding or something, something that's ultra brutal, guttural, and all of a sudden, whatever, or even beyond that. And I'm like, shit, where are they coming before that? Like what music did they listen to before that? Did they just go from, hey, eighth grade, I was into fucking whatever
Poison.
shitty band. Well, we could say Poison, or we could say something a little bit closer to that era. Poison was shitty when I was a kid. I mean, but I liked it for like a hot minute, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's better shit than this. Like to me, Rat fucking rules, and
Fuck yeah.
second Skid Row record is fucking crushing, and it's like that's good shit, and Motley
Yeah.
Crue, certain albums,
Dude,
it's
that
like,
Skid Row is sick as fuck. I've listened to
Hell
that shit
yeah.
every now and then. I'm like, that guitar is like heavy as fuck. Like it's
it is.
yeah.
But I remember when it came out, and I was like, fuck these guys, they suck.
Yeah.
Because that, you got the death metal blinders on, or the thrash blinders. You're like,
Oh yeah,
it's only got to be this, and
we had like personas when we were kids too. We like had
yeah.
a style, so we couldn't like I couldn't like admit that I liked Depeche Mode if I'm like listening to Cannibal Corpse. You know what I mean? And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I like Depeche Mode.
Exactly.
I can
Exactly.
definitely say I don't. Still to this day, I do not care for Depeche Mode at all.
My dad
girlfriend will
made
tell
me a
you
fuck. Yeah,
that I
go for it.
fucking go off. I'm like, turn this off. I hate it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You
But
do more
there's so many
heroin, dog.
people I
I'm just
know
kidding.
that love them. And my joke to her always is because they're kind of aren't they goth? They're goth, right?
It's like it's like right.
It's like it's like heroin-y dark like synth stuff,
Yeah.
like trippy,
Yeah,
like
I would
So
say
for
it's
me,
like
here's my funny thing. For goth as a genre, they failed because it was all about killing yourself, and none of them did.
no,
Because
no,
if
I
they
don't think
did, we wouldn't have that genre anymore.
Depeche Mode. I wouldn't say Depeche Mode was like that. Depeche Mode wasn't like kill yourself. They were like they weren't
No.
wearing makeup and being like The Cure or something. It was like
fuck my life.
yeah.
About nothing. Yeah.
Everybody hates
I mean,
me.
kind of. I mean,
I
yeah,
can't
they're
find
talking about
love.
drugs mostly. It's mostly drugs. It's like
Well, you know
you
what?
know, yeah,
It was an outlet. It was an outlet for them, and they did their thing.
yeah.
And because I, I'm, I always tell her too. I'm like, I'm the asshole because they have millions of fans, and what they're really going to be bothered that I don't care for them? They don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah, I
There's
mean, yeah.
millions of people out there that get what they do, and that's great.
Yeah,
I'm just
Yep.
one of those assholes that's like, turn it off. I hate it. It's just,
Yeah. No, it's just not for you,
Yeah.
but you
Oh, yeah.
could respect
shit
that it's for somebody else.
Yeah,
like
there's
I don't
I
expect
like
it.
terrible.
Like it's like one of those it's like one of those bands that when I was like hiding it back in the day, like fuck, I'm not gonna show anyone that I like this. This is fucking nightmare to show anyone that I like this, you know what I mean? So like when you hit like I think when you hit around 31, 32, you're like, I don't give a fuck what you guys
No,
like I'm gonna
exactly.
listen to fucking whatever, like My Chemical Romance, whatever, dude. I don't
That
give a
came
fuck.
much
not?
I
earlier
don't give
for
a
me,
fuck.
dude, because you guys used to always
He
make fun
did.
of
No,
me.
for Anthony actually was like the pioneer of that because we used to go through his iPod back in the day and we would
Oh,
find
shit.
bands and we'd like hand it around to all band members.
Oh,
We're like, dude, look, he listens to this, dude. Like, and then he'd be like in the gas station or something. We'd just be making fun of him behind his back, just like, oh my god, he listens to this. Ugh. He's our singer. Fuck,
But I
dude.
didn't give a fuck, dude.
I
Still
know.
didn't give a
And
fuck.
now and now you get it after like you're
yep.
because it's like you're so insecure back then. I
Mhm.
mean, we were you weren't
Yep.
obviously, but
No.
like we
No,
were
I
so
was,
insecure about like
just,
yeah
you
I took
know,
I you know, it was a pride for myself to be like, dude, I got like 50 different genres of music on my iPod, you know.
mm,
yeah
nice.
yeah.
I'd have
Didn't
Frank
even know there was that
Sinatra.
many.
If you shuffled my iPod, it would be the fucking most random shit, dude.
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be Frank Sinatra going into
Of
fucking
course, the
the
fucking Guido biscuit
Locust,
has
going into
fucking
Discordance Access, fucking
Yep.
Al Di Meola,
Huh?
you
yeah
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kinda like mine. Mine is weird too, and people get mad because it's like that. Like, fucking something heavy will play, and then it's like Jethro Tull, and then Frank Sinatra, and then fucking video game music or something fucking weird. And you're
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck is this? I wanna
Or a lot
hear
of
it."
Motown. I was
Especially like New
you made
York
my
folks.
you made my
I could
ears.
Yeah.
see you got New York folks probably like, what the fuck is this? Turn this fucking shit up
Well,
because New York. One thing about New York, like just the East Coast in general, is there's this quality control that New York people have with each other. It's like they're not going to let anyone get away with anything. And I
no,
think where San Francisco
that's
kind of
me.
like failed as they've failed, they're like, yeah, do whatever you want, it's fine. And like, so I mean, it's kind of like it's
Well,
gotten
yeah,
it gets a little. People are wearing like all these weird like
you
fucking
guys are
costumes and
laid
like, oh, that's
back,
cool.
and that's better than being fucking high strung and angry all the time. You
Yeah,
know, I
yeah,
mean, you
it's
guys
true.
should be angry all the time because you're paying fucking way more in gas than we are right now, and that's
Yeah,
fucked
you
up.
guys are all on top of each other, dude.
Yeah, you guys like walk everywhere, right? I'm just kidding. You have to drive to work, but subways
Well,
and stuff
now
though.
where
You
I
got
live in
mhm,
Yonkers, you had to drive. I
mhm.
lived I was like a fucking hop, skip, and a jump from the ghetto. So you could fucking walk, but who the fuck wants to walk in the ghetto? So you just get in your car and drive somewhere better to not have to deal with the
Sketchiness.
getaways. You know what I
Right,
Right,
right.
mean?
right.
So and up here we live in this fucking crazy cool neighborhood that is fresh to us. Only lived here 5 months, and it's great. Man, I mean, we fucking one of our buddies from Dehumanized, he lives not far from us, so he comes and parties and shit, and it's great. But
Which guy? Michael?
Mike Centrone.
We'll be seeing him on here soon.
Oh
Give you
shit.
guys a little fucking teaser right there. Yep.
Oh, dude, nice. Yeah, yeah. He's got a new book coming out too.
That's one of the reasons why we're having him on.
All right, cool. That's
Yeah.
good. He's a great dude. I knew him when he was in Through the Discipline before he was in Dehumanized, and we played a couple shows together, or I was at shows. I don't really remember if we played together, but I didn't know him that well. And once he joined Dehumanized, and then we did our European tour, that's when him and I really got to know each other. And stand-up guy, great dude, fucking the kind of guy you want on tour. He's the level-headed, cool dude that you just hang out and have a good time with, and you don't need to
Sounds
get.
like he'll be a good guest, dude.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, he's a smart cookie too.
Nice, dude. Well, yeah, if you fucking write a book, you gotta have some smarts up in that dome.
Let's hope so. Well, there's a lot of people that write things and do things that
Yeah, I guess there
don't.
is. There's a bunch of bullshit books out there, dude, for
Yeah,
sure.
and they
That's not. I should
cram
not
their
say
fucking
that. I'll
stupidity
take
down.
that statement back, dude. I mean, anybody can write a book, I guess, right?
Well,
But no,
you
no, that's
you
what's.
can.
Not get it published. I mean, they probably will get published, if
Well,
you don't.
look at all these fucking. I don't know. Didn't fucking
Well,
Tommy Lee write a book or something stupid like
Oh
that?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Oh no, he wrote a book. Like
Yeah,
he probably like did like a bunch of like voice things, and the guy like had to listen
yeah,
to it and
and
like
some
write it out
dude
loud
wrote
and
it
shit.
for him to make it
Yeah,
better.
yeah. Yeah, put the commas in the
I
right
wouldn't
place.
say necessarily being published makes your book good or not, though, either. You know,
No,
there's
because you can be
plenty of
No.
DIY.
you can publish on fucking Amazon, no problem. You can
Mm-hmm.
publish it digitally immediately. So
Yeah.
That's
boom,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, this is a
That's
different world. You
damn.
used to have
It's
to
like
fight for
music. It's like
things.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like music. We had. I wish we got signed like right when fucking stupid Roadrunner decided that death metal wasn't the in thing anymore. That's when we were starting to write our better material, and we wanted to get signed to Roadrunner. That was a dream, or Earache, or Nuclear Blast, and all those fucking labels were just like, who? Century Media
Yeah.
too. We're like, who the fuck are you? Fuck you. You're not on. Oh, you don't have. How many people do you have? I don't know, coming to your shows, and how many units did you move? What?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it's about
No,
the
that's
music?
what
But I understand it's a
there's
business too.
a
But
there's a really cool video by Frank Zappa. It's an interview from him, and he said he was kind of talking about that too. He was like, the instant, the basically when music died was when they hired all these hipsters like, oh, I'm going to sell you the most units, and it became more about that and less about taking chances on new styles of music and new things that could possibly.
yeah,
I mean, it's like what I was talking about with the remakes of movies. It's like people are like, oh, this is like comfortable with people and this is like big, so we'll stick with this. But
yep,
back in he said in like the 60s, 70s, they were like signing music that was fucking weird as fuck, that like because they
yep,
wanted to find the next thing and find like something
yeah,
unique and cool. Now it's like, what will pay the most for sure? Like now
hmm
that people like want to keep their jobs, like they want to be at the top of their shit, and they want to like they don't want to take risks. Like risks are like
no,
a nightmare for them. It's
oh
like
yeah,
you don't know if it's going to hit or miss with risk, because nowadays it's so level playing field with like what they know sells, and they have
hmm
numbers and metrics for every little thing. So it's
yep,
like, do you want to do that and make your investors money, or do you want to like take this risk and get fired probably, and then like and
yeah,
go down? So it's like that's basically
yep.
what those people have to deal with too. So I'm like, to kind of defend them, it's like the big wigs are like, we want money, dude. Like,
Of
get
course.
us the
Well, it's a business.
money.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
business. Yeah, music, record labels, it should be defined as a business. It's not really for the music and about the artists. It never is.
No.
It's about where it used to be. We want to bring our music to the fans, and we want to acquire more fans, and the fans become friends, and all that stuff. That whole circle that makes it all worth it. Like when you
yep,
go to another country and you have somebody that barely speaks English, but the things they say to you move you because they're like, yo, I grew up listening to this record and it meant the world to me. And I started a band because of it. And here it is. Here you go. I want you to have this. And it's like, holy shit, really? Yo, you're my biggest influence. Like, I've gotten that a couple times and it felt amazing. Like,
yeah.
holy shit. Like,
That's
I met
huge.
my influences and they asked me where to get coke. So I was like, that was the extent of it. I was like, thanks a lot, dude.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah, cool. The coke is fucking, I don't know, because I don't do coke. Thanks a lot, brother. I'm just telling you how much I fucking like what you did and how you influenced me, and that's your payback. Where's the coke? Thanks, brother. It's like it's
Oh man.
Joel,
you
check your
can't you
text.
can't you can't even fucking write this shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, it's fucking banana town with like, I don't know. It's just the way the music. It's such a flooded scene now, and there's so many. Like we're talking about technical death metal. I was just thinking about that when we were just talking about this. Like it's like technical, like existing in
Thank you for
fucking the
saying
music scene.
technical death metal, dude.
Yes, tech death has to be banned.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, it's become kind of a like, I feel like it's kind of when let's think about like a newer generation. It's like there's these bands coming out like, we're not deathcore, we're death metal. It's like they
Yeah,
were like, deathcore was like a cuss word back. They're
yeah.
like, we're not deathcore, we're blah blah blah. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's like
Yep.
now tech death has become a cuss word too. It's like, oh, you guys are just another tech death band. Well, okay,
Yeah,
well, I can move on. I mean, basically what they're saying is like, I've never played guitar, I don't know music at
yeah,
all. Like I would like
exactly.
to just sit with the slams. I don't know what's going on. That's basically what they're saying. That's what I
Dude,
hear.
everybody just loves to bop their head at a show. That's
Yeah.
it. And there's so many bands that do it right and rehash it, of course. And a lot of people, they go to a show, they pay, they want to get into it. They don't want to be fucking mesmerized by this onslaught of fucking out of left field weird music. You know, they're not registering. They're too busy fucking working on their Budweiser. You know, they're like, what? What do they do? I'm going to the bar. Fuck this band. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like that. I mean, we've always been a musician's band. Like every
Yep,
time we play with bands,
us too.
those are the people that appreciate what we do more, the musicians, because they know what goes into it. And they're like, oh my God, dude, I can't fucking, how do you guys, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
Like the amount of demos we would get like on tour and stuff, because we had so many bands watching us, like the
yeah.
local bands watching us. It would
Mhm.
just be stacks of demos
Oh, yeah.
because they
Oh,
were
yeah.
all musicians there, and they were all like, "Fuck!" Like,
Mhm.
first, can you guys play this live first, and then second, here's my demo. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
It's
then
like
they
those
want
are
to
two
pick your
things.
brain, which is great.
How
Yeah,
cool? How cool is? Let's talk about that for a second. How cool is it when you're on tour and then you get to a city, and the local opener actually makes you pay attention? You're like, oh shit, we got a
yeah,
fucking, we got
Yeah.
a serious situation going on
It's like,
tonight,
guys,
guys.
don't drink before the show. We gotta fucking make sure we're just as good as these motherfuckers. Yeah. No,
yeah.
Exactly,
few
dude.
and far between, but that has happened.
It has happened, and it actually makes you really excited, and
Oh
it
yeah.
rejuvenates the whole reason why we've been doing this. You know, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, here's the next generation,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
and yes, there's still hope for the underground
Mhm.
with bands like these, dude. Like I've just sent a picture to these guys last night because I've been going through my garage. I'm moving out of this place, and I found a demo of the band that I famously talk about all the time. They're called Embalmed, and
Mhm.
I just talked about it on the last episode, but I'm bringing it up again because I I think it was in Portland or something. They opened up for us, and I was drunk on stage, like, give it up for Embalmer, guys, and 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 so I fucked up. That's my classic thing. I
It's
always
been an
fuck up
inside joke for
names
like
and shit.
20 years.
It's been the longest
Well, there
fucking
was like
last name.
there was a audio recording of you. You're all give it up for Embalmer,
I
dude.
know.
And
And,
people were like kind of like a slow clap. Then embalmed, embalmed.
and sorry for the dudes who heard it last week and they got to hear it
Yeah.
again. But what the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I found a box of CDs that I didn't. There, it was all stuffed in the back of the garage and shit. And I opened it up, and what was on top was fucking Embalmed's fucking demo, dude. And it just says myspace.com/embalmed.
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
song demo. And I listened to it today and I'm like, oh, dude, these guys fucking rip. They really do rip, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Deeds of Flesh influence in it,
Mhm.
a little bit of new metal in there too. But what I think if I'm not mistaken, the guy played traditional on drums, meaning
Oh
or
yeah,
I don't know if that's traditional, but like
that is
side
yeah.
hand. And so he
Mhm.
would blast side hand. And you're like,
That's
whoa,
fucking
dude,
crazy.
that's something different you don't always
Mhm.
see in the
No,
death metal community, you know,
not at all. No.
blasting side like that. But I guess
Mhm.
it's still all wrist technique. It
Yeah.
really is all on the wrist when you're playing like that. But
Mhm.
Well, one thing we always made a point to do, and when I was in Decrepit, was because we had a guy from another big band had this thing he was doing, and it was we called it he called it roadside records. So, but I got bands signed with this like this. But we would listen to every demo. We'd have like a 12-hour drive. We're listening to everything that people give us. Like that's the first thing that we're doing, which
Mhm.
most bands are like, sick dude, sick demo, dude, it's gonna be sick. Like, you know, and they never
Mhm.
listen to it.
Yeah.
And we were doing that in the beginning because we were like, there's too many CDs to listen to. We want to listen to what we want to listen to
Yeah.
and drive for fucking 9 hours. You know, we don't want to
Yeah.
like
Yep.
listen to
Yep.
things that we're not like if whoever the driver is, we want to make sure he's happy and having a good time.
Yep.
But the point behind it was like, so if you got signed to roadside records, that means we just threw it out the
and
but we would listen
unfortunately,
to but we would listen to it though and be like, give them a fucking chance, dude. You know,
Yeah.
like, you
yeah,
know, we have this, you know, a lot of them, some of them are just two kids in their room. It's like you can't even hear anything going on. We're like, all right, well, you know.
Yep.
But then there's some
Sorry,
bands who were like,
guys.
what the fuck is this? Like, this
Yep.
is
yeah,
insane. And it would be like, hey, Eric Lindmark, check this out. Or something, you know,
Mhm.
I'd be like, just like
Yep.
I'd throw it to labels and shit. Like, we'd be like trying to help them out. But
Yeah.
we made a point to listen to every fucking single one. And it sounds kind of rude, but it was fun because we were like, So let's sign him. Remember it sucked. Like
We're
like,
not
let's sign
saying
him.
any names, so nobody actually knows which one
Yeah, exactly.
got signed.
Signing him was throwing it out the window. Is when Roadside Records signed him. It's like Roadside Records signing him. Just like
Great.
and yeah, but
Another contract.
yeah, but
Yep.
it was like a fun thing when the whole band was engaged. We're all like sitting there like doing this. I'm like, all right, give him a chance. You know, like
Yeah,
and that was
instead of
like
nowadays, this is the engagement.
Yeah.
yeah. So let
Right,
me
dude.
upload it to
I mean, I'm not
fucking
gonna. Well, I am gonna fast forward it real quick because the cover art for the newest EP that you guys put out, I forget.
Malignant Future.
Yeah, dude, that is totally. I'm like, oh yeah, I
That is
know
our future.
exactly the message they're getting across with this artwork, dude.
Well, that
Here.
was that's the kind of like the preview to the new record, because the new record is all that, you know, it's all about social media and it's just taking it to a higher level, because you know
Joel, real
everybody,
quick before you go on, Joel, can you pull up this artwork for people to see? It's
Yeah.
Malignant Future EP, dude. It's funny and it's deep and it's truthful. That's what I
and you
will
know what's
say about
cool
that artwork.
is the artist Steven Somers. He came up with that art, and he came up with the title. Because I was like,
Wow.
I sent him lyrics, and he's like, I don't know how I can actually convey that. And I think I said, you know, I want it to be kind of in the future, you know, after eugenics kind of thing. And then he was just like, all right, cool. Let me figure this out.
This is the future, guys.
Yeah. Yep. You're a fat guy on a fucking
See, that's me every
a
morning,
toilet
dude.
with wheels.
Please stop
Great.
this.
No, he literally made me feel like a piece of shit because I'm like, that's exactly what I look like when I'm taking a shit, dude.
That's all of us. It's perfect, you know, and it's just gonna get worse. I mean,
Yeah.
I see people walking across the street without even looking, and their fucking phone face just buried, and it's
Right.
like, yo,
Oh yeah.
you want to get run over by a truck because you're fucking because things are too important? They're not important. There's nothing more important than your life, really. If it boils down to it, you know, you get in front of people, or you're behind somebody actually that is slow because they're too busy looking at their fucking crotch, you know, at whatever. It's like,
So
it's not
speaking
that
of
important.
the looking at your phone like constantly, I got a guy that's looking at his phone right now. His name is Diego Sanchez.
Oh shit! What's
What
up,
up,
baby?
bro?
How you doing?
Good, good. Hey, man, if I don't see you overseas, I see you on the broadcast. Why?
Yo, I'll see you fucking in January. You better come out.
Yes, man, for sure.
All right,
Uh,
we're coming to your coastline, baby, and we
hey,
want all
Anthony
the
and
good
Josh,
people.
dude. Beheaded and Malignancy, like when Disgorge goes on tour,
Mm-hmm.
those two bands randomly we would just run into
Oh
at
yeah.
like a festival somewhere. We're like, oh shit, here we go,
Yep.
fucking.
I
You
didn't
know,
even
it's been
know.
5 years, whatever years, but we always land up on a fucking fest together, man. It's super rad. As I seen that you were coming on tonight, man, and I was like, you know what? I gotta make a fucking, you know, hit up my voice and see if I can tag on and be like, what up? You know, give you some fucking love, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
What up? What up, Wiz? What are you doing, dude?
fucking chilling with this behemoth. I don't know if you can see it, but
Shit. Oh, that is a fucking behemoth, dude.
You're driving around with that thing? Jesus.
hey, man, when the babies are asleep, you get the fucking fingers, you know? Oh, yeah. Hey, Danny.
Yo.
So your album cover reminded me of Confucius says, man who stands on toilet is high on pot.
All right. Well, you know what Confucius I know? Man who goes to bed with itchy ass wakes up with stinky fingers.
Yeah. And eventually a pink eye if he doesn't wash his finger.
Oh,
You're rubbing the crusties out of your eyes in the morning when you wake up, dude. And you're like, oh
Dang
shit,
it.
my
I've
God.
been
Yeah.
itching my
Yeah.
ass all night, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
you get the
It's
shit out.
crazy.
Oh, that's fucking
Are
great.
you
dude.
guys gonna be playing a lot of stuff, promoting the new EP?
Oh no, this EP's old. We have a brand
Oh.
new 10-song album coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that?
So we'll be in your neck of the woods in January with another band.
That's what he was saying, dude.
Oh
So
hell yeah!
yeah,
In San Diego or like LA, Santa Ana,
I don't know yet, but it's
California?
definitely California somewhere. I'm hoping it's in your area for sure.
Yeah,
But
man, that'd be
I
awesome.
know LA's probably one of the stops, but
Right.
hopefully we might go up to Portland. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's just Cali straight down to Texas and back. I didn't get the routing yet, but
You know what sucks for people in San Diego is like when like the people like, cause you don't understand the mass that is fucking LA and San Diego. Like that's like a 3-hour fucking. That's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge mass. People are like, fuck yeah, dude. We're playing in LA and to San Diego, dude. They're like, fuck, dude. That's
Yeah,
like
no,
fucking, that's
it
like
sucks.
3 hours, dude. That's
Yeah.
brutal.
It's like us driving from New York to Albany, New York. I mean, it's only 2.5 hours, but it's still like,
That's about the
it's up
same.
there, or we got to drive to Buffalo. And most
Yeah. You're like, it's New
no.
York. It's New
Yeah.
York, but it's still a fucking like a lot of the Eastern Coast states. It's like that's multiple states normally,
Yeah,
like going through like that drive.
It's a big shitty state for sure.
Yeah, what we do? We did New York City, we did Rochester and Saratoga Springs.
Yo,
Yeah,
Rochester's a 5-hour drive from fucking regular New York City. So you
I
Yeah.
think so. Maybe it was New York City, then Saratoga Springs, then Rochester. Does that
Something like
that sound right? Because we
yeah,
were
because
going up
Saratoga
into
is
Canada.
closer. Yeah, Saratoga is a little past Albany, and then Rochester is just like, whoo. Yeah, that's
So you know what it boils down to?
what's
Who was booking the tour? That'll determine if you're zigzagging or not, or if it's a straight shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
dude.
dude booking the tour is a good dude, and he knows what's up. So he's
No.
not gonna
It's
try
good.
to
That's good.
give us fucking 9-hour drives and shit. I think they're gonna be decent drives. I mean, 4 or 5 hours is nothing. These
Hell
days,
yeah.
you got a bunch of guys that could drive. That's good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Diego, your fucking eyes are almost closed.
I don't know. They're always there.
That's what's up, dude.
It's only because I'm always smiling, bro.
You always are, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
I know.
You are fucking Tommy Chong. Always.
He's the
Right.
opposite of like an East Coast dude.
Yeah. Well, when you wake up at 5 a.m. to swing the hammer at 7, and then you're fucking still up at 9:30 chilling with your boys. Little bonus track right there too.
I hear that.
That's
dude.
what's
I
up,
hear
dude.
that, man.
No,
Yeah.
Diego's always been the quintessential like Cali death dude, like representing it all, dude. We just smoke hella weed and play fucking brutal riffs, dude.
And work fucking your ass off too.
Yeah.
His counterpart is like, it's like Terrence Hobbs we got in New York, and then we got fucking Diego and Cali.
Yeah.
Both stoners, both always smiling. It's just the same shit. It's great.
Hey, that's fucking love right there, Danny. Thank you, man. Hell yeah.
Dude.
Always.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's
Yep.
what's up.
Okay.
Hey, what part of the Bronx was Castle Heights in the Bronx?
Queens.
Queens. Okay, Brooklyn, Queens. Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking to some East Coast dude, and I was like, oh, Castle Heights, and I tried going on Google or something, finding out where it was, and it was just some San Diego guy trying to talk to a New Yorker, like he's all, yeah, you have no idea how big that motherfucker is, and this and that, and I was like, no, but I'm telling you, I got like all kinds of boys out there you don't even know.
Yeah, Castle closed years ago, so we're actually playing a show next month in Brooklyn to commemorate Castle Heights.
No way.
Yeah, we're headlining with some other cool bands from the area, and I just want to get some heads out there, like
That's cool.
excuse me, the heads. The Lucky 13 is fucking the venue.
Okay.
It's a good venue too. That's recent. They just started doing shows, I would say 5 years ago. I might be wrong, but around there. But they're like one of the better clubs, or the clubs that actually, just opened and stuck around, because so many clubs have closed because of COVID and just rents going up, and these fucking landlords you can't pay because they're like, oh yeah, you want to stay here for another 5 years? We're gonna raise your rent fucking $1,000, and then this is like a small club like Castle Heights. That's why they got kicked out, because they can't have Latin night every night. It's just like, and that's the night that brings the money. So they do it once or twice a week, and then they got metal and rock and all this, and not every motherfucker comes out. You know how it
I got an
is.
idea. How about this? We do a tour. It's Disgorge, Malignancy, and Defeated Sanity in fucking Indonesia.
Fucking brutal.
Ooh, could you imagine?
That would be fucking bananas. It would
Dude,
be
if you take the Ches off of Sanchez, you got Diego San. He's living in San Diego, dude. I just put that together right there, dude.
there you
Oh, yeah, dude. Hey, and after I smoke, I'm like Asian, so Sancho. Oh shit, motherfucker! What?
No, that would be that would brutalize Indonesia, dude. That's like I already said that word. That's like the pure tour for Indonesia right there, dude.
Oh yeah.
That'd be mean.
And,
Yeah.
And well, then you got to have devourment too.
Well, dude, also with because there's weirdness to all three of those bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna talk about abstract and weirdness, you guys all have your own little flair that is your like weirdness.
Oh,
yeah. I wouldn't say little though,
Well, Disgorge is definitely weird, dude, and Defeated, especially with that newer album. What is that one called? I forget what it's called. The newest one that Defeated just put out. I forget what it's called.
I can't keep up with it.
It's got some fucking really trippy, fucking abstract experimental shit that they're doing, dude.
That's crazy, and he's a fucking crazy writer. And I know he's guitarist too, which I didn't know for many years. I didn't know that, and he's very talented. He's a good dude. And
have you ever gone back into Wolfgang's past and listened to the jazz shit that he was doing back in the day?
No.
I never heard any of that stuff.
So check this out, guys. If you ever want to see what Wolfgang, Lilla's dad, was doing way before fucking Lilla was even born.
Oh shit!
It's he was in a jazz band, or like a proggy jazz band called I can't even pronounce it. Era or Area, A-E-R-A.
Areola?
That'd be sick.
Era, I guess.
A-E-R-A.
The European version of.
Send us links.
I will. And he was the drummer of the band, and when you listen to Wolfgang play, you're like, oh, dude, of course he's gonna spawn a Lilla, dude.
Yeah. I never even knew he played drums. Lilla always told me that I knew his dad played multiple instruments and they jammed out together, but I always thought it was guitar. I never knew that Wolfgang jammed the drums too.
And I was lucky to find there was a double album of that band on Discogs. I got it for like $8, dude. I think he's only on one of the albums, but it really is trip to listen to this and be like, yo, this is what this guy was doing back in the 80s, and then he progressed and moved into being one of the most intricate fucking brutal death metal shredders on the fucking planet, dude.
What's crazy, dude, is when Defeated played New York, Wolfgang played, and it was crazy. I was like, oh, shit, that dude's older than those guys, but cool. And then I found out it was Lilla's dad, and years later, Lilla told me a cool story about his introduction to Malig. We played Fuck the Commerce in, I think, 2002 in Germany, and it was with Godless Truth and shit.
Yeah.
And we're doing our thing, and him and his dad are there watching us. And they were like, they didn't like us. First song, nah. Second song, a little bit better. Then third song, they're like, what the fuck are those guys doing? Let's just hang out. So then they watched, and then at the end of our set, it was either Fuck the Commerce or Brutal Assault. I don't remember which one. I might get, because those are the two bigger fests that we played at that time. And holy shit, he's like, yeah, dude, we fucking came up to your table after and bought Motivated by Hunger and shit, and fucking bought shirts, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's great. And then here we are now, we're jamming fucking together side by side, and he's older and shit, dude. Every time we've been to Germany, we crashed at his place a couple times. I mean, he's just all those guys, you know, past and present members, always been stand up.
Yeah.
Always
Diego, turn your phone sideways. You got people in the chat saying you're not. They want to see your, they want to see the wizard's face. There you go.
There you go.
Now you're-
Oh yeah. Hey, you guys know how Wolfgang started playing death metal, right?
No, let's hear it. Well, I mean, we probably
kinda
heard it
remember.
on the Defeated
Yeah.
episode, but it's fucking so long ago now.
Yeah, dude, because him and Lilith, they played classical,
Yeah.
just like composing, writing, jamming together. And when Lilith discovered death metal, he was like, "Oh, dude, this is my shit right here,"
Mhm.
So in order for Wolfgang to jam with him, he had to play death metal in order to jam with Lilith.
Mm.
Well, all
So
right.
that's when he started. That's how he became part of death metal.
That's
Mhm.
trip, dude.
In order so you can jam out with your boy, man. You're like, all right, well, fuck it, man. I'll
That's
get
what's
down on this. And he
Yeah.
did,
I'm
like
Spending time. That was his way of spending time with his kid, dude. It's like, oh,
That's like
somebody-
throwing a baseball with his kid, basically. You know,
exactly, but
Yeah.
getting way more out of it than just fucking talking about baseball.
throwing this trippy ass baseball. It sounds crushing baseball.
We all have pops like that, you know. I mean, my pops didn't play music, so he liked music, but he didn't play music, you know. So
Yeah,
but
yep.
shit, that's
totally.
good shit.
Yeah, mine the same way, dude. I think when I had a grind band called Malefic Plague. This is before Stigmata, Strangulation, fucking Disgorge, all that stuff. And my dad, he was a old house in the back of my grandparents' house, like from the 30s and 40s. And my brother, tagged it all up, all metal, fucking punk back in the days,
Mhm.
And so my dad came in, man, and we're all, kind of like from enslavement to obliteration, like that kind of grind stuff. And my dad's like, oh yeah, I can appreciate the musicianship. I can't understand a damn thing you guys are doing. He's like, I can see your fingers moving, because he was on whatever the heaviest he listened to was like The Doors or something,
I think it gets to a point. It just gets to a point for a parent at that time where it's like, at least they're not out on the streets fucking doing stupid shit. They're here.
Well, I was a skater in the '80s, so I was definitely doing stupid shit back then.
Mhm. Yeah.
Back when skateboarding was illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, now in my town, there's like a fucking skate park. There's like a fundraiser for a new skate park in like every fucking corner. It's like there's like 20 skate parks there. It's like
imagine, dude. Like instead of being sponsored by like a couple of shops, we could have been sponsored fucking pro.
yeah.
Until you start playing music and you say, okay, well, my balls skateboarding aren't nearly as big as my balls playing guitar traveling the world. So gotta give up one or the other.
Yeah.
Hey Danny, how did you get into metal?
My
We
uncle,
kind of we already went over it.
We covered it. We covered it a little bit.
yeah.
I'll wait for this to be released tomorrow, and then I'll go in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's like it's usually the uncle or the older brother or the friend's
Yep.
older brother. But
Yeah,
I like to hear the uncle because that was my personal experience. So anytime somebody says the uncle, it always makes me perk up a little bit,
Well, here's something fun that my uncle did for me. When Joe was talking about getting that cassette tape with the Black Album, and then it had Suffocation, and I forgot the other band,
Wicked Innocence.
Yeah. So my uncle was like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do for your ass for your birthday. He bought me a fucking 10-pack of TDK D90s and fucking recorded vinyls on there. So I got 20 records for my birthday. Boom.
Heck, dude.
And then he did that Christmas, birthday, days for like 2 or 3 years. So I had like fucking 40 fucking tapes, 80 albums total. And it was like, holy shit, I got everything, At the time I thought I did, but and that's what shaped my ass, just
Yeah,
listening to
yeah.
all that shit, all those classics. Like he recorded me everything. And that motherfucker would piss his whole check away. And 40, 50 bucks, he'd be fucking come home with like fucking 7, 6, 7 albums, sometimes 10. Sometimes like, yo, I got 20 albums. Holy shit. My whole check is gone. How am I gonna pay rent? Because he was
Yeah.
fucking, it was metal. It was all about metal and smoking weed and drinking fucking beer. And that was the way it was. And
Yeah.
Up, dude.
kind of nothing's changed. I mean, a little different
Yeah.
drugs maybe here and there, but we all kind of
Yeah.
do the same thing. I mean, hi, still drinking,
yeah.
still listening, still laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
Keeping it
Open the
out.
gate.
That's right.
Hell
So-
yeah.
So you're talking. I know we kind of glossed over like the whole discography, basically, dude.
Did we?
I know
I
we're
don't know.
already.
Probably,
well,
yeah. Whatever.
I mean,
it's over.
but I mean, we're already 2.5 hours into this. But I do want to. Now that you mentioned you guys got 10 new songs, I want to hear about that. So
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a secret, but not really.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, we've had these songs kind of in the vault for a while now. I still do have that. Yes, I do. Still have my Gargoyles long sleeve hoodie. It was a hoodie for the cross species transmutation fucking weird video that we did with a friend of ours.
Shout out, Professor.
That shit. But yeah, dude, we this is actually from the Malignant Future sessions. These tunes are around that same time period, and there's like two I think that we just wrote recently over the last couple of years to kind of round out the record, because initially the plan was to put the Malignant Future EP, which is 3 songs, onto this full length, but we ended up, Mike was like, nah, fuck it, dude. Let's just do all new shit. Let's not fucking bring those songs on and whatever. So we were a song and a half short. So we just finished one, and then these guys hashed out another one quick, and it was amazing how quick it was, and it was sick. So I was like, okay, cool. So we decided let's do it, and we did it, and it took me forever to fucking do my vocals because I am a slow motherfucker, and I had no inspiration as far as writing, and I really wanted to put some good shit into it, and I didn't want to just read it. So
Right.
I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And yeah, dude. I mean, the new album's called Discontinued, and it's gonna be on Willow Tip, and hopefully we're still in the mixing stages right now. We got a good mix, and it's just a matter of everybody being happy right now. And then once everybody's happy with that one tune, that template will be fucking put across the board, and then tweak each song, and then submit to the record label, and then you know how it goes. I mean, we already got artwork for it, so I mean, we're done as far as getting the artwork and putting in the time. We're all good. It's just now the final tweaks and all that bullshit. So
Mhm.
that's kind of like why we're doing this January thing, because hopefully it will be out by January so we could support it proper, like bands are supposed to. We've
It's
never.
cool. Well, cool about death metal and stuff in general, because you always hear about record labels and stuff, and they're always like, well, the record label made us change the stuff, or like they're pushing back and stuff like that. Has any death metal band in this underground scene ever like submitted their stuff and they're like, oh, that breakdown needs like a pinch harmonic in the middle, dude? I don't know about that. Like, like it's like never like that with death metal.
We've never
It's so
gotten
cool
notes.
about it.
Never gotten
And notes. Yeah, no notes. It's just always
I'm-
like,
Well, I am sure that there's probably some records that have been pushed back on by different labels, bigger labels probably. Like there's a lot of Roadrunner stories that are just fucking mind blowing as far as
oh yeah, we had
know,
Cynic
like-
on. We heard all about that shit. Yeah.
oh my god, dude, and just everything. And back then when those bands were doing their shit, they were fucking writing that shit on the spot, and they couldn't even play it. So it was like, oh shit,
Nuts.
now it's time to nut up and let me see if I could play it. And the drummers were having a hard time because you're not real well rehearsed on that shit. We have time, we have time to fucking play that shit for like a month or two, at least, sometimes 6 months. And then you go in the studio and you're like lightning, it's like second nature. And these motherfuckers
Hopefully.
were like, they were redefining the scene in the studio. And it's like, I can't even fathom that shit. Cause we've never, oh, we have studio time, we're going to Morrisound for a month or 2 weeks. It's like, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing. We never had a budget like that. It's like, here's fucking a couple of grand, go fucking make an album, dummy. And
Right.
then here you go, this is what you get for $2,000, and
Yeah.
the music's there. It's just that, I don't know, maybe we didn't have enough money for a specific filter or some bullshit, some bells and whistle crap that fucking a lot of these records, these high profile records get. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it should be simple. And if the initial recording is good, using the right mics, using everything, it should be great. But you get the wrong guy to mix it, or it's not mastered now, or you get the wrong guy to master it. Everything. There's so many things that can go wrong. Maybe you're playing on old strings. Maybe you stick. Who the fuck knows? But
Yep.
it's
Definitely.
one of those things, dude. I mean, I'm psyched. I can't wait for the record to come out. It's been so long. I mean, everybody says, "Oh my God, dude, Eugenics was the last record in 2012," but not really, because we put out Intrauterine again. We re-recorded it, like the whole album from start.
Yeah, not a remaster, not a remix, a re-recording.
Yeah, so we and it was a 2-disc set through Severed Records. Like, we gave you the original version that wasn't mastered, and then we re-recorded it because we lost the tapes. The tapes are in limbo somewhere, unfortunately, because
Oh.
initially we were just going to be like, here you go, remixed, remastered, fuck yeah, old fucking record, enjoy. No, we couldn't do that because all we had was a CD version, and that sucks, so we were just like, all right, we'll give it back, and then we're going to re-record it with our current lineup. And that's what we did, and we had a lot of fun doing it, revisiting it. It was actually supposed to come out, I think, in 2017, but I held back because I'm like, let's put it out on the 20th anniversary. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
Why are we going to put it out on the 18th anniversary? Makes no sense. So let's put it out on a nice solid 20 of that release, and here you go. And we did, and
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And that plus Malignant Future plus Epilogue. So I mean, we've been trying to put out as much as we can, but you know how it is with music. You can't always just force it. We want to write shit that's fucking quality, at least in our eyes.
Right.
We're not trying to make everybody happy. You know that.
Totally.
I know, right? We're in the music business, or this genre of music to not make everyone happy.
Oh, look at that.
Like, as far as like
Look at that.
we're making our like people that are into the music or into that specific style to be happy, but it's like there's so many people, we're gonna bum so many people out every time they hear the album, like, that don't know what death metal's all about.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we're not trying to bring smiles to like a fucking guy, like this guy with a button-up shirt going to his first job interview. We're like, we're fucking trying to like do what we do, and we're trying to have fun.
It's an uncontrollable.
Yo, Diego.
Yes, sir.
Diego, are you in your car?
Yes.
You look like you're in your car.
I am in my truck.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you said you had a car? Oh shit,
I
that's a
think the
diss.
past 4 or 5 times, dude, I've been in my truck when I've been on here.
Nice.
I feel it, dude. There's definitely been...
Hey, man, sacrifice. You guys know.
Yeah, nah, dude. Family man, dude. That's the only place you can really fucking get away. The man cave. If you don't have your own man cave, you run out to the car, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm still driving around town. I barely got time to ask Father Time what time it is.
And you had the time to call in and say what's up. I appreciate that.
I did, man. I swear to God, man, certain moments you're kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna kick myself in the ass after this one, man. Danny, you definitely bring a glow to my face, man, in one way or another when I fucking see you, whether it's through social media or overseas somewhere, man. It's a familiar feeling and a familiar vibe and a mutual respect.
Oh yeah,
And
brother. Hell yeah, my man.
Forward to that new shit, man. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing your ass, boy.
Hell yeah. You fucking
man.
right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
When are you guys gonna cross pass again?
January, right?
I'm hoping that in January, you know, we're in San Diego, but if we're not, maybe you can make the trek down. I don't know. It's up.
Yeah, we're Cephalachus is recording in January, so we're gonna probably try to do some things here and there. You know, we already got some stuff booked, you know, after the first of the year, but hopefully we'll be able to cruise out to the East Coast and, you know, try to set something up, you know,
All
with some
right.
goals and everybody doing some little something, you know, spreading the
Oh
love.
yeah,
and
we
shit.
got to. We have
Hell
to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
man. It's like,
I'm fucking always psyched when fucking Diego jumps in. Thanks for jumping in, man. That's fucking cool. Like he literally was listening to it and was like, I gotta get like hit up Anthony, and Anthony hit me. He was like, and I was like, he's all I need to be on. And I was like, I'm just stoked that fucking Diego
yeah,
stopped
dude.
by because
It's Casey's
fucking-
like, I'm not there. Joseph's like, I'll shoot you the link. Fucking Anthony's like, hold on, you know, fucking.
Joseph's in the chat somewhere. I don't know where he's probably about to play some 90 tours that he does like every
I
week.
know. Yeah.
That's been kind of like the running theme for the show that we haven't really been planning too. Is like halfway or 3/4 into a show, like somebody just pops on, you know.
Yeah.
And that's
kind
what's
of
up,
like
dude. Everybody's
Yeah.
welcome, dude. Open fucking door policy, dude.
Yeah.
I might start a segment. I was thinking about that when I was taking, because I always think about things when I'm taking a piss or a shit. I don't know. That's like the two things where I think about like, oh, that's a good idea, dude. I'm like, I got. Luckily, I have a bidet, so I could just like fucking rocket the water out of my ass and just or the turds out of my butt and just be like,
Do you ever go?
I need to go tell everyone.
Do you ever
like,
lean a little bit further back and get it on the balls?
No, I don't want that, dude.
Why
My
not,
fucking
dude?
bidet, my
You're
bidet
gonna tell me that
shoots.
you got a bidet and you didn't at least let it hit your balls once, dude? Come
No,
on.
because I have mine all the way pointing forward because I fucked up when I was setting it up. So like, if I were to leave it where it was supposed to be, it would be shooting like up, like on my head, like up through my. So like, I had to push it all the way forward. But I remember like I mean Pat Kenny. Shout out to Pat Kenny. I love Pat Kenny. Pat Kenny. He's like one of our best friends. He's a plumber, and he's like, it was during COVID, like in the very beginning of COVID, maybe the first month of lockdown, and I was like, so we were watching a UFC fight, and he was like, I was like, dude, I just drove like an hour and a half. I'm like, dude, I gotta take a piss for 45 minutes. What's going on? Where's your bathroom? He's all, dude, I just installed a bidet in there. Check it out. And just gave me this nod, and he just patted me on the back, and I was like, I've never tried one of those, and I tried it, and I was like, at first I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going? I was like all pissed off. It's just like all invasive. I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. I was like, and then I wiped at the end, and I was like, there's nothing. And I just, I was like, and I was like, and that was the time where people were like fighting each other for fucking toilet paper, like the dumbest like part of our existence in our lifetimes, probably.
Yeah.
Where people were like getting in there, like getting early at Walmart, like it's like Black Friday, it's like Brown Friday. They're like getting like all the fucking toilet paper, and like they're all sitting there like fighting, like stealing it from old ladies, like fucking, like just grabbing it and shit. And I was like, I just rocketed all the fucking turds out of my butt, and then fucking took a wipe and was like, there's zero. Like, and I used like a roll would take me like fucking like a month and a half, 2 months to get through. You know, just to be clean. You know, so I was like, I'm all about this.
You get that 4-ply, bro. After a bidet, you only need 1 square.
No, I need probably I mean, I don't want 1 square because I don't want like there might be some turd water. I don't want it to like leak through the 1 square. Like,
finger, dude.
Oh, you don't do no manscaping around your anus, huh?
No, it's a fucking jungle down there, dog.
Yeah,
you're already too busy itching your butt in your sleep, dude.
No, I literally the funny story about that is I literally ordered the bidet for my house while I was like in the bathroom still. Like I didn't go outside and tell him how it was. I already had it on order, and like he was like, "How was it?" I'm like, I just showed him the fucking receipt. I'm like, well, like whatever it was called, I forget what the fucking company was called. I was like, boom, I got one on the way. No, dude, that shit gets the shit out. But anyways,
I wonder if the dude on the cover of Malignant Future has a bidet underneath him.
No, he definitely. I don't think he does. I feel like he's wasted. He's just wasting a bunch of. He's like wiping. He's like one of those guys that wipes where it's like a brown Sharpie when you're white. It just keeps.
Well, he probably
just like and then clog the toilet.
Brown Sharpie.
I don't think he ever gets up.
Garlic.
He never, he's fused to that fucking toilet lid.
Exactly.
Dude.
There's all maggots. If you look close, there's all maggots and shit like around his belly and around his ass. And
he's been there for a while, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's definitely got fucking.
His legs are numb as fuck.
Numb. Yeah, that's you got me.
Oh yeah, his legs are atrophied, like he can't walk. That's it. There's no.
It's
Isn't
being-
that picture? Is his legs like purple and shit? Okay.
I don't think they are.
they've
but
gotten
it could
past
be.
going to sleep. They're in a coma, dude.
He's
My
got
feet
buff
are in a
calves.
coma.
He's actually
He
got really
does.
good calves.
Well, I don't. I think maybe the artist might have used his girl as the props for the legs. I don't know. Maybe like, yo, honey, sit on the toilet. Let me draw your legs. I don't know.
Let me try your fucking legs.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
I feel like I was
used
supposed to
the
be
bidet
on the
once
East Coast. Yeah,
in Japan, and it was like I think we were there, Diego. I think you might have been there,
Yeah.
and
So,
it was like a fucking console on the side. I felt like I was in a fucking jet fighter, and it was all these icons I didn't recognize, and I'm like, I don't even know which is there should be like the water flow should just be like maybe a droplet or something, and I'm like, I don't even know what this does. And it's like, what, this heat, and then this is fucking, you could have different types of water up your ass. I don't fucking know. It was crazy.
So,
It was
you got
fun.
eucalyptus,
Yeah,
jasmine.
Yeah.
like 7 different functions or something, man.
Yeah.
yeah, like different patterns. Like you can choose the pattern that it goes in
Oh,
your
yeah.
ass. Like it's like I want like this. I want this one, not this
Yeah.
one. Fuck that
I
one.
pressed this one button, and this girl walked in. And was
Dude,
like,
I've been
like
on
my
that
ass. I was
swirl.
like,
I've been
no,
on
no,
that
no, no.
swirl jet. I've been on that swirl jet for like 3 weeks now, dude.
Swirl. Yeah. A lot of people just fucking churn their fuck. They go like, oh, that turd was brutal. I'm gonna go in the shower and just be like fucking rocket water and just fucking like I don't do any of that anymore. I'm blessed, dude. I'm blessed with the bidet.
You're blessed by
One
the
thing about the
beast.
bidet, I'll shut up about the bidet after this because I'm drunk. But when you basically go to shit at work now, I don't know how to fucking wipe my own ass
wait,
anymore.
real quick. Blessed are the shit. All right, go ahead.
No, I don't know how to wipe my own ass anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, how do you do this when you're done? Like when are you done? Like for the bidet's like just shoots like this rocket. It just like clears you out, and you're like, oh, I'm done now. Fuck it. Like and like now when you're like in public, you're like, how do you even like?
Yeah, dude,
your ass?
that's what I was gonna bring up. Was if you're so used to the bidet and then you finally are in a public situation, you're gonna have a fucking angry asshole after.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna clog a toilet. You're gonna wipe too much. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm done now, and you're not done. And like, there's like, like a quarter of this episode's about wiping your ass.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's been like 7 minutes, dude. It's fine, dude.
You know what? Once
Poo weeds.
Man, then there's different functions of the days.
I wipe my poo off with weeds, guys.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a lot of laughs though, Liz. People are getting a lot of
That's
shout out to the laughs. We're having fun.
Hey, dude.
But, so that's cool. So you're talking about getting out there touring in January. So that's when
trying to get all serious after that.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. We talked about poo enough. I'm like,
I know, but you just I just
Segue.
watched your face while you were saying that. You were like, "All right, dude, I'm gonna stop smiling now, and I'm just gonna."
well, I'm just talking about my life, my butt life. So it's all good. It's normal. It's everything that happens
Your
in my
butt
normal
wipe?
life.
All right.
My
You
butt
don't have
wipes.
butt wipes anymore.
I got a septic tank here. I can't fucking use those butt wipes. Still fucking clog that shit.
Danny's all quiet the whole time. He hasn't said shit for like 10 minutes.
Hey, listen, I know.
And he's the one wearing a brown shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I bought one of those little bidet things during COVID, and I never set it up. I was like,
Oh, dude, you're missing out.
I just didn't feel like taking out a wrench and fucking hooking it up and draining
I had
the
a
tank
wrench.
and all that bullshit. I was like, nah. I still have it. It's brand new.
It was super easy, by the way, because I'm like literally like not like a trades guy. I'm like kind of a nerdy IT dude or like a sales guy when I was younger. But like I just got the wrench and just figured it out and just was like
just got the wrench, dude. Grabbed the 15/16 and fucking.
Dude, just crank that shit out. And it was I mean, I probably set it up wrong because I turn it to like 1 and it's like a painful rocket. Like it's like a fucking fierce stream that just like you're like
it came from a bidet to an enema.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's brutal. It's brutal. So I go slowly.
Badenema?
Badenema. Someone take that album name. One of you guys in the chat. That's your next album.
A badenema, dude.
Badenema, dude.
Yes.
This is my new band, Badenema.
It's like we're the fucking Badenema dilemma, dude. Fucking
Badenema ass.
You know it.
I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that you didn't get a little spray on the taint or something, dude. That sounds pleasurable.
Well, no,
dude.
with Pat's though, because one time I like sat wrong on his and like his is like fully like whatever part of your whatever you want. Like he's a plumber.
Moving around in front of your face or what?
It's
No,
like
you could you
I'm
could use
now-
your balls, or you can go
that
like on the
movement
bottom
makes
of
me
your
think like
fucking.
that thing that you hook up to the hose and throw on your lawn, and
No, it's a little spout. It like goes like this, and it like spouts whatever you want. And his was gnarly, and I remember I like sat wrong on it, and I used it. And he's like, at the end of the night, he's all, dude, I think a chick. He's all, I think a chick used mine, dude, because it's all the way to the front. And I was like, I just sat wrong.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah,
How you like these California boys over here?
I love it. It's fine. I mean, shitting is a part of normal life. We all do it.
It's
you
true.
know?
It's true.
Ian's freaking out in the chat too. What if like a drummer was playing with an enema in their butt the whole set, dude? What's up with that? Sick drummer, dude.
That's
Where is that?
more like
see that.
shit
You know,
drama.
I'm saying Ian's like,
Shit drummer.
he's like, dude, you're freaking me out, dude.
Yeah.
Which Danny is that from?
Porno
Whatever,
grind,
dude.
a porno
Those are the-
grind
those-
drummer that has a bidet on his butt the whole time.
Yeah, but that could be a new thing. I don't know, but you get used to it pretty quickly, so it doesn't shock you anymore. But anyway, so vocals and stuff, they're pretty brutal.
Yeah, man.
They are brutal. Your
bidet
vocals are
delicious.
fucking brutal, dude.
Your south
Yeah, I mean,
mouth.
Love that segue, dude.
It's all about farting out of the mouth, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
We're trying to
I mean, a
move
lot
away
of
from the
people-
butt shit. We're trying to move away from the butt thing, and Danny's like, "Nah, dude, it's like farting out of your mouth, dude."
Yeah, it just comes back.
it's not just fart.
No, that was my mouth.
Oh, okay. I looked over at Diego and he was laughing. I
like-
was like, oh god, did Diego just drop a fucking wet one?
The same
That's-
shit.
That sounded what as shit. dude.
Always wet.
Hey,
That's a good one. It's a good
blowing
fart noise, dude.
one
It's
way or
realistic.
another.
I didn't get that. What'd you say, Diego?
Said he's blowing you kisses one way or another.
Oh yeah. Ooh, dirty brown eye.
Brown
Oh, my
eye
God.
kisses, dude.
Chocolate kisses.
Oh, yeah. Hey, who you got doing bass for you right now, Danny?
This brother from Maryland, Alex Weber.
Oh, nice.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, he
Okay,
plays
cool.
in Exist, and he's filled in for a bunch of bands. I mean, he
Obscura.
toured
I saw him with Obscura.
Insanity. Yeah, he was just with Obscura for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks, and then a couple of weeks prior to that. So yeah, he's a sick motherfucker.
He's super
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, man.
we might be hearing about him on this show soon too.
I know. I mean,
Did the album?
What's up?
He did the new album?
No, we actually had a guest bass player,
Oh, shit.
but we're not going to divulge that yet.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, it's
Alex Webster.
I know that'd be funny if you got Alex Webster, because I remember when Alex Weber added me, I was like, Alex Webster's adding me right now on fucking.
yeah,
I
he
was
gets
like, I was
that all
so-
the time.
I know.
He
It
gets that all
must
the
be
time.
must be annoying, but because I was like fucking looking just like, because humans look at the beginning of a word and the end of a word. They don't look
Well,
at
yeah.
the middle.
Your
And I was
brain
like-
does this thing where it's like, I've already
Yeah.
seen this combination of
And
letters.
it's a guy playing bass named
Yeah.
Alex
Yeah,
Weber.
yeah.
And I
It
was like,
all-
Alex Webster's that? You know, like Alex Webster's the man, and fucking, he's fucking back in the odious days. He was like all about, adding us on social media and stuff. But still, I was like, in fucking 2021, he's adding me on fucking shit. Like, what's going on? But no, I saw him, I because I knew who he was, and I watched him with Obscura, and I was like, this guy's a fucking monster on bass. Super
Yeah,
good.
I've never seen anybody play bass like him before.
Totally.
He is definitely a mutant for sure.
No, he is for sure.
It's good. He fits us pretty good because we're all mutants too. So
So,
It
so,
really is that way, dude.
so is this all old materials, or is there some like new stuff or new arrangements?
oh no,
or-
no, dude, it's a brand new
It's all
record.
new. It's all new.
Oh, it's all new.
10
Nice.
brand new songs. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
You know, we're just, but like I said, some of the shit is older. Like
Wait,
we
is
wrote it
that-
maybe 4 years ago or something like that. You know, and it's just
Yeah.
we were shopping a label or whatever, and we didn't have a home for it yet, kind of thing. So then we
Right.
just filled
Is
it out.
that Alex in the chat right there, dude? Who is that guy? Sounds like it would be Alex Weber in the chat, dude. He sounds like
Brutal
he-
Bliss.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No, no, he's He doesn't even know about this. I don't think he doesn't.
He is,
okay.
He wouldn't care anyway. It's just me
Well,
talking.
he's coming on the show, so he definitely knows about this.
I don't know if he has a Twitch account, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's what the funny thing last week with a guy from X Suffocation and shit. He was like, I had to sign up for a fucking Twitch account to watch because he was
Oh,
like it was
okay, so she never mind. It says no. I'm a chick from Texas. All right.
Yeah.
What up,
you
chick?
miss swing and a miss.
Dude.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, Doodle Bliss. That's Amanda. Amanda
Yeah, that's
Fisher.
Amanda. Amanda
Oh,
Fisher.
what up, Amanda?
Oh, what up,
Shout
Amanda?
out.
Yeah, chick's gangster, man. She's OG.
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
What's up?
Uh-huh.
Good shit.
We always love it when we hear females are listening.
Yeah, man.
Back, what's funny? In the beginning of this, it was like 99.9%.
No, that was I got like statistics on Spotify, and I was like, it shows you like what age group and what genders, and it was all 98% men. It was all 1% women, and then 1% unspecified.
Hey,
They're
like, shit. Yeah, definitely not in it for the
all
chicks
walks
with
of
this.
life, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally. It's all about the fucking nerdery of death metal, which we all love. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, dude, we literally, I want you back on, Danny, because we didn't really talk about, like, we totally fast
I'm gonna blame
forwarded
this guy.
it,
I'm
and
blame
then-
this guy.
All right. Yeah.
I do, because there's a big chunk that I think that we didn't get to tonight, and I know it's pretty late for you right now, bro. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning right now.
Oh yeah. I got work tomorrow, but that's all right.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's
Damn.
all for metal, right? I mean, why not?
It's
Not your
fucking
first
sick,
Exactly,
one,
dude.
boy.
I'm always
mean,
tired
yeah.
anyway, so it don't matter.
Dude,
That's true.
if this was a show, this is another thing too. Is we always look at this as like the backstage green room type bullshit conversations that we would be having on tour, anyways. You know,
Yep.
so we'd be loading out at this time. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the semi, sober guys would be loading out, being pissed off at the overly drunk fucking band members.
The guy's been like, sorry, dude. Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got last
I'll
call.
get you tomorrow.
Last call. Gotta get my Jack and Coke
All
before I die.
load in. All load in, you load out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
No, on the driving and stuff. I remember one time I drove 1,000 miles straight because I didn't want to have to drive for
you're
like
just
a week.
banking hours. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
I was like,
Banking.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna always help load and load that. I'm gonna do all that shit. But like the driving shifts, like after the show, because that summer slaughter tours we did, it'd be like you gotta leave the show, and if you do not leave like before the show ends, you're gonna miss load in. Like
Yeah.
it was insane. Like it was like, okay,
ridiculous.
well, I'll go ahead and just do 1,000 miles. Like it
Mhm.
was like 29 hours, just like fuck it, dude, let's just do it.
Yep.
But it was like, it was also testing my might, like a Mortal Kombat kind of like in, I don't know, one of those. But
That's the
yeah, that was
biggest test, dude. That's the
Yeah.
biggest test
Well,
on tour.
Hey, Joe, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Did you see armadillos in Utah? We were driving. Lack of sleep.
Nah,
I'd
no,
love
I
to
don't think
see
I've
one
seen
of those in person.
armadillos. I mean, actually, I'm kind of like Danny in this. Like I've shot, like I need to access another fucking partition of my hard drive because it's like I feel like I watch videos of me playing back then, and I'm like, that's not even me. It's a weird dude. It's like all about that. I don't know.
Looks like me.
Yeah.
Looks like me. But I was like, I like look at him. I was like, well, that guy looks kind of cool. I'm like judging him like really harshly. I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of his shorts are too long.
Right.
Like, I'm like ripping on myself. Like, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
He's
you
got
know,
rat hair gel though, huh?
what's that?
He said he's got rat hair gel though.
Well, now I do, dude. I gotta fucking get vaginas tight.
Right.
But
All right.
No, if I still could grow hair like that, I would be styling it.
I know, no, I literally, the one thing about the guys with the long hair, and I'm just hear me out because I got made fun of a lot in Decrepit for having like I was usually buzzed though. I was buzzed on tour because I didn't want to deal with any hair. They'd like make fun of me and shit, but they'd be sitting there combing their hair for like fucking hours. And they're like, fucking your little cute little haircut. I'm like, sick dude. Can you give my mom's comb back? Like
Or brush.
I'm gonna bust
Yeah,
out the
bros are
hair
sitting there
gel
like
real
getting
quick.
knots out. They're all
Yeah.
like, it was like gross. I was like watching it. They're all wet, and they like have it on the back of their back, and just be all their whole back would be wet, and I'd be like, your fucking back's all gross, dude.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to fucking Murray on this real quick, because going on tour with that dude, he would bick his shit every fucking chance that he got. But dude, he would bick it with no shaving cream.
I
dude.
shave with water.
I'd be in a Motel 6 and I'd see him in the mirror and he'd just be scraping the hair off with a razor, dude.
Oh yeah.
No shaving cream whatsoever. Just
Whatever, the technology's
fucking
gotten there. We're
stabbing
good.
it out, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, no one needs a smooth shit. You just want to get the shit off. If it's not cutting you, then you're fine. You know?
Well, you know, some guys that rock the dome, they want that shit to be smooth for the ladies. You know,
Yeah,
dude.
Shit. You know, we had
Murray had the smoothest dome in the game, bro.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
one thing, I got in an argument with
So
a
did
friend
Monty,
recently.
our bass player, our old bass player. He had
Yeah.
a smooth ass head.
You just rub it and like,
Oh, and he was sweet mocha. He was just like, oh yeah. Love Monty.
oh, red.
Shit.
I got in an argument with a guy from like my buddy who was in the Marines and stuff for a long time, and I was like, dude, I was talking about shaving, about how you shave and then you do the different directions, right?
Mhm.
You guys
Yeah.
ever do that?
Yeah.
He was like, that was like alien to him. He's like, no, you go one way.
Well, I was
And I
like,
was like, well, it's like you don't want, like, if you go the other way, then it's smooth. Like, why would you?
I
only
know,
go one
but
way?
that
Like,
actually, no, I know what he's talking about, because me, I have sensitive skin. So if I go the down
sensitive.
and then the up, I get hella more fucking razor bumps, dude.
It doesn't look like you shaved in a while, so you're good.
All right. I live basically in a truck, right? I sleep on an air mattress right now.
oh yeah, dude, he's in a house that's empty right now. He's
I sold
he's
this
moving.
bitch.
He's moving.
This is my last podcast in this house.
Oh wow.
Next week, this house will not be mine, dude. I'm closing. This shit is closed next week.
So another casualty of the Bay Area. Like, he bought that house for a quarter,
A third
he's
of what
selling
I
for?
just sold
A
it
third.
for.
Yeah. He's like everyone's like, oh, I want to move there now. He's like, sick, dude. We'll all move to the place with a pool and have like hundreds of thousands of dollars left over after selling it. Like, the Bay Area is a
I know, dude.
bummer.
I know, but I love the Bay, dude. I still love. I'm gonna be sad when I get out of here. I'm still gonna be here for at least till the end of the year. I'm gonna be doing the Monday through Friday thing here because job and all that shit. But I'm gonna be I'm really gonna be nomadic starting next week, dude.
You're gonna be a rich fucking nomad. But anyways,
I know that's a weird thing too. It's like I'm in my truck. My family's in the place that I'm gonna be moving to, but I'm still working down here. So I'm like, I got 600,000 after this shit, and I'm gonna be in a truck.
That's insane, dude.
Stack
That's
them,
insane.
put them away.
I'm stacking, bro. No, that's the whole thing. Is I'm gonna be able to give my family a big fucking place that everybody can have their own space,
Like a
including me, dude. The
nice
podcast,
Guido biscuit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dude, hella Guido biscuits. Dude.
Oh yeah. I love it.
No, for sure. The podcast will be in its own studio for me after I find my place, dude.
That's
Hey,
careful.
Danny,
What's up?
next podcast that you and I are on in Anthony's new house,
Yep.
we each get 15%, homeboy.
It's like I'm in debt from this podcast. I bought a 12-pack for $20.
I don't know what the other guys are getting, but that's what you and I are getting, bro.
I would love it. I need every penny.
Thank you, Anthony. That's mighty white of you, bro.
No, I wouldn't have been able to do it if the fucking shit didn't crash back in 2011, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal, man.
Mm-hmm.
You bought it at the right time. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
dude, this isn't a fucking real estate podcast. What the fuck are we talking
So
about?
I mean, the interest rates though, how are they doing? I'm just kidding. But
You're getting really bad next month, dude. That's why people are buying
it
right
keeps
now.
going.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, at the very beginning of a podcast, we'd just be like, "Hey, dude, what's your Venmo, dude? Like, well, can you send?" That actually is not a bad idea. Just like as a funny joke, just be like, "Dude, what's your Venmo?" Send like buy someone a drink, like $10, because
Yeah.
to go through the merch company, you gave me like a band camp, you gave me a indie merch, and we've had all those things too. And like, I don't really see much money from any of that.
Well, you
Right.
Nope.
here's your Venmo, and I apologize for the inconvenience. Hope you had a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
Diego's
I
like,
think
I
I'm
gotta take bong loads in my truck while I'm on this show, dude. I need a
I
little
know,
fucking
dude.
compensation, dude.
I think I'm literally that's gonna be my new thing. I'm gonna ask like before we go live. I'm gonna be like, "What's your Venmo, dude?"
Yeah.
I'm just
hey.
gonna put it on
I
the
mean-
screen. Just be like, "Dude, if you guys are drunk too, like, because when I go on Twitch and watch like other like band people play, like I'm like trying to like, fucking here's a donation, it's sick, like I fucking love your shit. Just like it's like support because like bands get fucked in this industry. It's like
Support
I don't know,
us, dude. These Topo Chicos aren't
dude.
cheap,
Fuck
dude.
you fucking 600,000 there, dude. You
I
could buy
shouldn't
like
have said the number. I shouldn't have
What's the
said
name
that.
of
I know,
that?
when you said that, I know that fucked up.
What's the name of that shit? Topo Gigio? What?
Topo Chico, bro.
It's a
Oh,
fucking
cool.
Topo
Topo Gigio.
Guido, dude.
Yeah. They got,
I'm drinking Topo Guido biscuits.
Yeah.
Italiano, huh?
That's
Hey,
a
chat. Who
stack
should
of
we raid? Chat. Who should we
one
raid?
stack of biscuits, dude.
Yeah.
The biscuits that you got to turn the can to pop them open, dude.
Damn, I'm actually drinking Cali stuff.
That's what's up.
Are
you drinking Sierra Nevada?
Dude. That's Chico.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be farting tomorrow, dude.
I
That
don't
was
care. I love it. It's
I
great
love
beer.
farting.
that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
That was like the first pale ale that I ever came across in my life, and that's
Been around since
that's
the 80s.
Chico, California.
Yeah, this is OG.
Yeah.
over here. Yeah, I love
And
it.
I got some Voodoo.
Oh shit, Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo Ranger. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're going big, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. I can fucking hit the sides of a tuna can. I just can't hit the bottom of it, Go big or go
I'm
This-
hung
I-
like a tuna
I've
can,
come-
dude.
with peanut butter.
But no, this actually, Danny, this is something that I drink that I get made fun of a lot. But then I have people drink it with me, and they can't even hang.
Oh,
So
there's
it's
that white claw surge. Yeah, that's
the 8%.
Whew.
I've had 6 of them tonight. Yeah,
That's good.
That's why you were talking about bidets for like 7 minutes.
I mean, I'm probably gonna have 6 more before I go to bed for work tomorrow.
Ooh, you're gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fucking bred from like Native American and Irish and Scottish.
Oh, those are the true alcoholic nationalities for sure.
Yeah. So I'm bringing it.
I'm bringing it.
Say again, Diego.
Oh, boy.
Wait, are you saying words, dude? Come on.
Acid reflux, heartburn, odious, mortem, diarrhea.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, odious, mortem, diarrhea.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is that a Pepto Bismol? Sorry. I'll be quiet. All right. I'm not even stoned. I'm stoned. Whenever Diego shows up, I like get high, and I'm not even
I
smoking
know,
weed.
you told I give you
No.
contact high like a motherfucker, man. It's fucking funny
I'm
as
a
shit.
fucking Zoom contact
Joel
guy,
used to be
dude.
such a stoner, dude, and then he always like, I should smoke more weed, and he never does, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun now. It's fun. When I decide to smoke weed, it's an adventure. If I go to the mall, I'm like, let's smoke some pot and go to like get a shirt or something. It's like it's like a Lord of the Rings adventure. And it's not like
Yeah.
I need to be normal now and smoke like 50 times a day so I'm not grumpy. And it's like,
Which is
now
funny.
it's like
is
fun.
You brought it back to what it was like in high school, dude. Where we
It's
can.
so insane. Sometimes I'll get I went and saw a show recently and someone handed me the weed pen. I hit it once. I was like fucking great. I was like drinking stuff too. Then I hit it again and started coughing, and it was an ordeal. And I had to like I need to get out of this venue. I need to leave. Like, immediately, I was like, it was like this like fucking. I was like, this sucks, dude. I was like literally walking out of there going like, fuck weed, dude. Weed's the dumbest drug. Fuck this shit. I was like freaking out, going like, why? I was like listening to people behind me more than the show. I was like listening to the conversations and stuff. And I'm like, this guy's talking about like saying something really loud right now. I don't know. This guy behind me wants more whiskey. I don't know if he
This
wants
couple's
that.
arguing over there.
Yeah, I could hear behind and not front, so my attention turned behind, not in front of me, and I was like, I got super pissed. And then I had to drive home because I only had like 1 or 2 drinks, and I was the driver, and I was like, I'll just smoke a little weed. And the drive home was a nightmare. I like didn't believe the Google. I was like, I don't know, dude. Like that seems close. Yeah, it was everything I was questioning, and I'd see a cop, and then I would just start fucking freaking out again. I'm like, my tolerance is so low. I'm like, God damn it, this is not fun anymore.
It almost sounds like your Jeff Waters mushroom experience.
Yeah, a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like you were getting all mad at what he said and questioning things. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's just like overthinking everything, and also I had drunk friends behind me go like, "No, dude, make a right." When the GPS was saying left, they're all, "Dude, make a right here, dude." And I was like,
And you're questioning your reality.
It sucked. It was terrible. I was like, God damn it. But it wasn't like I need to smoke weed and just chill out and start the process of if I want to get that fucking tolerance back up again, I need to get it back up again. Not while driving a vehicle with drunk people all around me going like, I'm like trying to, and there's cops and shit. And I'm like, there's like one-way things downtown, like in the Bay Area. I'm like, I'm like almost going down one-ways and stuff.
Oh, that's the worst place to be, dude. Being downtown, dude.
I was pissed. I was like, fuck weed. But then also at the same time, I was like, I need to smoke it in a better environment. Like, chill, not be like responsible for a bunch of hammered people. You know, that was like my first mistake. But the first hit was great. The second hit was a nightmare. So it went from 0 to 60 real quick. But
all right, before we
let's wrap it up.
One last thing that in the chat, we heard about this. I can't read their name, but they say that a way to get paid on here is to link your Amazon account to your Twitch account. So it's like a gaming thing. So basically, if you link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, it'll give you a free subscription to a channel. Use our channel, guys.
Thank you.
That'd be cool. That would be fucking cool if people link it up. It doesn't cost them any other money. That's one thing about this show is that we don't really like push it. Like, I don't even say like and subscribe and all this kind of.
Well, it's more for like listening later. I mean, the live thing's kind of a fun little thing people can do, but like it's more for like listening. I mean, podcasts aren't really set up for Twitch, so it's like if you want to chime in and hang out, you know.
For the channel, we still should say it up top, but we never do. Like and subscribe all this shit on all the platforms, guys. Apple Podcasts, Twitch, Spotify, YouTube.
Bidet's anonymous.
Bidet's anonymous.
Dude, Bidet is anti-anonymous. Bidet is fucking screaming from the hilltops.
Bidet's autonomous. Got 8 different functions.
Yeah, I'm a bidet optometrist, dude. I'm just trying to fucking let everyone see what I'm fucking feeling.
All right.
Anyways,
we should wrap this up, guys.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
We should wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, dude. Yes. And Diego. Had so much fun with you guys tonight, dude. This is
dude.
A great hang, dude. And I'm glad that you guys could be a part of this with us. And
thanks
dude,
for having us.
No problem, dude. You're welcome. You're welcome to come back on for a part 2, and we can actually get into that catalog, dude. We literally stopped at the demo and then just fast forwarded to your 10-song album that's coming out.
Yeah, dude. And maybe we'll have Ron on too.
Dude, I'd love that. I would love that, dude. If you both came on, you're more than welcome, dude.
Hell yeah. And Diego will be joining with that.
Yes, sir.
Dude. And then him and Ronnie will be getting stoned in the corner square.
Now, how sick would that be to hear Diego and Ron team up and get that coast to coast fucking weird fucking brutal death metal combo going,
dude. Wizardry going on, huh?
That would be
dude. That would be fucking insane, dude.
One of these days, dude, we'll do like a mini tour or something together, man, and then we can fucking vibe out and fuck around or a vacation, whatever's.
Yeah, anything, dude. Anything's
Yeah.
better than nothing, right?
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Joel, who's on? Who we raiding?
Say what up to Kim Sushi. Love you guys.
Hell yeah.
What up, Kim Sushi? We're
Cheers.
raiding. Is that who we're raiding?
It's already done.
Boom. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
I love you too.
Yeah,
Fuck
Battle
yeah.
Forge Coffee.
gents.
Before we get out, we're gonna do the plugs again. So battleforgecoffee.com. Go get your fix. Little
Cheese.
cheese wedge. Oh, you almost grabbed it, dude. It went away though. There it is, there.
The rat race.
Hell yeah, dude. And Danny, tell
Yeah.
everybody one more time where they can get
Malignancy merch.
Malignancy
there it
merch
is.
and all that shit. Yep.
Malignancy.bandcamp.com or indiemerch.com or
Brutal band.
beyondhumanmerch.com
Boom.
Fuck yeah. Check it out.
or brutalmind.net.
Brutal mind.
Brutal-mind.net.
Fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Or
Hey,
Diego
Google-
storage facility .sandiego.net.
Yes. There's probably a bunch of Malig shirts in there.
Yeah, there probably is. Anyway, sending it out from there.
There's definitely
yeah.
stuff in that motherfucker room. The cases, anyways.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Diego and Danny, thanks for fucking hanging out
Yeah.
for the night. It was fucking sick.
Cheers.
Yeah,
To
dude.
fucking have some drinks with you guys on a Thursday. Hope
Hell
fucking
yeah.
work works out for you on a fucking Friday.
It will.
fucking
Friday.
keep fucking grinding, man. We're loving it. We're loving both what you guys
Hell
do
yeah.
and you guys do
guys
it for the
as
love of
well.
the game, not the fucking the famous aspect. It's fucking
Danny,
sick, dude.
I'm really excited for that new shit, bro.
Dude,
Me too.
congratulations on 102 fucking episodes too, gentlemen.
Fuck yeah,
That's-
man.
That's a lot.
Shit,
That,
huh?
Thanks,
that
man.
comes from being in a band and just pushing. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
just
That's what's up,
what we need.
dude.
keep doing it. Keep
Yeah,
going.
man.
Yeah.
And
Rock on.
once that
Hey,
shit comes out, let me know so I can send it to you guys.
it'll be out as soon as
Fuck yeah.
it'll be out tomorrow for sure.
Oh, I mean the Malig. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Coming out tomorrow, dude.
Send all the
It's coming
all the
out
bits to
10.
me.
The Malig's coming out
21,
tomorrow
dude.
too. Dude. What are
I
you talking
wish.
about?
That would be great. That would be
Yeah.
great.
All right.
But yeah, no, support Malignancy, support Cali Death Podcast, support Disgorge.
Yeah, bro. Cephalopsy.
Yeah, I almost
I can't
fucked
say
it
it.
up, dude.
Cephalopsy.
Daniel.
Cephalopsy. Cephalopsy.
There's a lot of lopstressy. What?
Cephalopsy. Cephalopsy.
Do
Why
your
can't I say that?
Cephalopsy sometimes.
Cephalopsy.
I went on Google because I talked to like 3 people and they were trying to tell me different ways, and then the Google was so computerized that he was in the middle of cephalopsy and cephalopsy, and I was like, "This one,
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like intrauterine. Nobody knows how to say it. They're like intrauterine. I'm like, I don't. That's not how you say it, but cool.
Isn't it intrauterine?
Intrauterine. It's pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory. It's intra and then uterine. It's
Uterine, yeah.
I should have put a dash in there, but I didn't.
Yeah, the dash would have helped probably because you could
Yeah.
separate. Because like I was telling like earlier, it's like we see the
Yeah.
very beginning. We're like shit. When it gets like too technical, we're like fuck. I don't want to say all that.
Yeah.
If it
I don't wanna
separates it a little
sound
bit.
out vowels. Fuck that shit.
Hey, you know what? You probably could have gotten away with using the dash back then,
Yeah.
but nowadays putting the dash in there, that might symbolize a little something, so you might get in trouble. So you actually did pretty good. You're ahead of your time, Daniel.
We're always getting in trouble. So yes,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
trying to steer clear of all that shit in the future. but I'm glad.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Go out and do your bidet research. Find one that works for you,
Yes.
and love you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right,
Cheers,
fuck you guys.
motherfuckers.
Or I said fuck you guys.
Hey.
Fuck yeah, guys. Love you guys. Have a good
Anyway,
night.
fuck
Fucking
you
good
guys.
shit.
Rock
Fuck
on,
yeah,
dude.
good shit. Fuck you guys.
Remember. All right.
All right, fuck yeah.
January,
Rock on,
gents.
dude.
And hopefully before that, we'll have another podcast part.
Danny, we'll keep in touch, bro, for sure.
Cheers, Ant.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
All right,
Good
man,
shit, man.
Joel.
Have a good night.
Pleasure, my man.
See
You
ya.
mother.